Our next guest is an original pillar of the foundation of football YouTube. His catalogue of content spanning over a decade. His ability to repackage and replace himself across multiple platforms such as Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube has seen him amass over 125,000 subscribers. He has been almost like La Masia, bringing through talents constantly and consistently, different creators in the scene. He started the motion. Footy's dead, girl talk instead. If you're old enough to wear the shirt, you're old enough to hold smoke. Ladies and gentlemen, you pussies, it's Rants N Bants, baby.
Hey, what you telling me, boy? Big intro,
brother,
man.
it's a pleasure. I got there in the end.
A big intro.
There's so much layers to you and your journey. I just had to make sure I got that all out in that one take together, man. How are you?
Appreciate it. I'm good, man. Always good, bro. Always grateful, man.
Man, it's a pleasure. Because where we've come from in terms of the start, me coming on your channel and that opportunity all those years ago during COVID, and you saw my camera screen and my lack of beard and you know what I mean? I was so young, so Sainsbury's actually in the uniform. And then from where we've gone to now is just a madness, bro. And it's you're a big part of my journey, massive part.
Nah, man, I appreciate it, man. It was a good time, man. Like, it's gone really quickly and really slowly at the same time. So much has happened. You know what I mean? So nah, man, it's good to be here, man. It's good to see your journey and where you are, bro. And it's only the beginning.
Thank you, man. Your choice of drink today was Supermalt.
Yeah.
I don't think I've actually had this. So I'm even gonna, you know what I mean, let you open yours.
You have to, bro.
This is what I'm most nervous about the pod today, is just tasting this. Because this is an acquired taste, I've been told.
Bro, you're a madman, you know? Like, have you never had Supermalt?
I don't know, but it's something that I've been told to be very scared of in terms of...
Why?
I think it's either you love it or you hate it type drink, right?
I guess, do you know what I mean? But I don't know anyone that hates it. Do you know what I mean?
When did you start drinking this?
Probably as a child.
As a child.
Do you know what I
So
mean?
you're
But
accustomed.
we only used to have it in the house maybe on like special occasions.
Cheers
like,
to you, brother.
Do you know what I mean? Cheers, my bro. Like special occasions, probably like Easter and Christmas on that. But yeah, it's just bruv, it's just calm. Like,
Do you know what? When it first hits you, it's like, whoa. But then as it settles, it gets smoother and
that's
it's
what
calmer.
I'm saying, but it's nice, man.
Took me by shock though.
Yeah, man. It's just one of them things. Usually it would only be in the house certain times a year, you get me? So I kind of associate it with that kind of thing.
Celebration
kind
of vibe.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
If there's Supermalts in the fridge, yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
You know you're gonna have a good time.
yeah, bro. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So yeah, it was one of those.
Yeah, we were talking, obviously just before recording, you grew up in Harlesden, North London.
Northwest.
You know the area, Northwest, you know the area incredibly well. Way back then, like in terms of London, the landscape is probably way different to how it is now. Talk to me about like your early life and you growing up in that area and almost, what's your earliest memory in terms of your age, like your hobbies and your interests at that age? Like, where did you kind of start with that?
It was always just football. Like. It was always just football. Everyone in the area just knew me to play football, always. I was just always outside with my football. Regardless, I'll be outside by myself, kicking a ball against the wall, or I'll be outside just doing kick-ups by myself. Like, it was always that. Like, I always had a football with me. Like, from I could walk, I always had a football with me. So everyone in the area just knew me for playing football. That's all I was known for. And that kept me out of a lot of trouble, man. So, yeah, man, football was, and still is, literally the centerpiece of my life. It always has been.
Yeah, because today you kind of come across very calm, very composed. Back then, was you introverted? Was you quite I guess, silent? But when you speak, people listen. Was you like that as a kid as well?
Precisely, it was that. Like, I prefer to listen. Do you know what I mean? That's how you learn, and that's what it is, man. Like, you can't talk and listen at the same time. And I feel like people just talk too much. You know what I mean? Like, people say, oh, like he doesn't say a lot or whatever, but when I speak, it has to have meaning. I just don't believe in speaking for the sake of speaking. Like, that's just not who I am. So I just kept myself to myself, pretty much was always the quietest in the room, and that's just my personality, you know?
Yeah. And you had many siblings, 2 older sisters, I believe, and it was 3 brothers and you were the oldest, right?
Yeah, I got 3 younger brothers, bro. There's 6 of us.
Wow.
And I'm the oldest boy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So what kind of, because, I mean, when was the second brother born, and how did your kind of
X
dynamic
is
in the
the
household?
second brother,
Yeah.
and he is less than 2 years younger than me. So we're close.
Okay.
Like, we're close in age, close in everything. Like, school at the same time, shared a bedroom for like 15 years. That's why me and him could just finish each other's sentences. Like, we're like that. Do you know what I'm saying? We're pretty much just telepathic. Like, that's why sometimes we'll be sitting together, like, and we'll be talking and we just start laughing, bro, before the sentence is done, because we just know where it's going, innit?
Yeah.
So yeah, me and him are close.
And when you was younger, I guess you took that older brother responsibility, as you had all these brothers to kind of maybe look after, to kind of show the right way. And I see that in a lot of your content today, in terms of you will speak to your community, your people, in terms of how to move and to act as they get older and whatnot. Did that kind of leadership kind of start from a young age? Did you take that responsibility on? Obviously, you've got a father figure, and we'll get into that as well.
Yeah.
But did you feel that kind of responsibility of, I need to show these guys the ropes, and I'll take all the kind of learning lessons along the way?
Yeah, 100%. And my dad always used to say, when I'm not home, you're in charge, innit? So from a young age, it was like, if he's not there, he's like, look after your sisters, look after your mum. Everything was boom. Like, everything, the responsibility was always on me from the beginning. So I've always been that way.
And did you have to grow up quite fast then, do you feel?
Yeah.
Like, was you a lot more mature for your age?
Yeah, 100% from early on, because I had to be. Do you know what I mean? And I just think that's definitely what's molded my personality. And that's where the leadership thing kind of comes from, because I've always been the guy that's been tasked to kind of make sure everything was good.
And you see, you're boxing now, and then we take it back to that age. Did you have to kind of almost fight for your siblings at times in school, and you had to kind of put your hands up and say, I didn't actually cause this mess
all the time.
But I'm gonna make sure that it's settled
all the
and sorted
time
now.
Like, all the times I got in trouble at school for fighting, it was to protect my brother. Do you know what I mean? Never my own fights. I think only once I had a fight that was actually mine. Like, the rest of the fights were like for my brother's fights that I had to just inherit. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of how it's always been, and I don't have a problem with that. Do you know what I mean? So it's no problem.
Yeah, because when I was chatting to him, he was saying like he's quite cheeky.
Yeah.
He'll tell a lot of jokes. He'll get himself into trouble with his verbal. Yeah. And then you'll come in and grab a man, put them up on the wall and say, listen, I don't know what he said to you.
It doesn't matter.
But it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter at all.
Because I'm going to deal with you regardless.
Exactly. It's the way. It's the way it's always going to be.
Yeah. And how was your school life? Like, was you popular? Because obviously you're saying you're quite inverted in terms of maybe like introverted, not inverted. I'm thinking football already. Yeah. That's how you know. Yeah. But you're quite introverted in the fact that you were quite silent. You like to listen. How did that kind of correlate with, I guess, school and like friendship groups? And
I was still popular at school because I was good at football. And when you're good at football, when you're good at anything at school, you're popular. Do you know what I mean? If you're good at acting and you're in the school plays, you're popular. Do you know what I mean? If you're good at football, even if you're good at fighting, if you're that guy that's always winning fights, people like you. Like, at school, I think if you're competent at school at anything, like, you're going to be popular to a certain degree. Even if you're really smart, like, there'll be a certain section, you'll get respect from people. So I just happen to be good at football. I'm good at all sports, to be fair. And because of that, it was one of them ones where, bruv, you know it, bruv. In PE, bruv, like, if you're one of the guys that's getting picked first, bruv, you're going to be popular, innit? Yeah. Like, that's just kind of how school is.
It's like, a cheat code.
Yeah, that's it. Like, same with football. Like, if you've never been in the playground, and man are saying, oh yeah, them two can't be on the same side and that, bro. It's like, bro, you ain't lived. Like, it's different. It's different. You know, when they're trying to separate you and certain man, them man, because it's just long. So I've always kind of been in a situation where I've always had the respect of people. And I did well in school. Do you know what I'm saying? So
you're smart.
Yeah, I got like 11 A to C's, GCSE, and I never had to study for exams. I always did well in school because I just listened, bro. You know what I mean? And that's all it was. I didn't really speak much, but I was just always taking in information, and I've just got an analytical mind. So I didn't have to study really or do anything to be good at school. Like.
Did you get that more from your dad's side or your mum's side, you think, in terms of your personality?
My dad, like, the older I get, the more I'm just exactly like my dad. When I was younger, my mum used to say, you're just like your dad. And I used to be like, what? You know what I mean? And now I'm exactly like him now. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, pretty much like copy and paste, innit? Yeah. That's what my dad's like. My dad don't talk a lot. But when he speaks, you have to listen.
Yeah. What was your relationship with your dad like?
It was up and down because we are so similar, innit? And it was one of them ones where at times he would say stuff to me and I'll be like, what are you doing, innit? Because he's someone that you can't really tell anything because he's got his own mind and he's a deep thinker like me and I'm the same. Like once I've made up my mind to do something, it's getting done. So there's no point you even bothering telling me anything. Do you know what I mean? And so we're very similar like that. So he wasn't sure how to deal with me at the time because he couldn't deal with himself. Do you know what I mean? And now me and my dad are cool.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? But it's like, we're like the same person.
When you deep things and you kind of think about things on a deeper level, maybe to most, does that make you quite strong-minded? And it's like, don't get me wrong, you can debate and you can go up against people with a different opinion, but if they haven't thought it through and you can clock maybe within the first 10 seconds of the conversation,
shred them, man.
It's just like, yeah, I'm sorry, like we're not going to be able to
easy
make this
work, bro. And this is why that I don't lose arguments because I don't get into arguments. I've built a case already. Do you see what I'm saying? And this is the thing. If I'm getting into a debate with someone, I've built a case, bro. Do you know what I mean? By the time you get to court, all the evidence is there. The case is built. Certain people want to turn up here without doing any research and turn up. It's a courtroom every time. And I'm going to make sure I've got everything there ready. So if I get into a situation where I have to back myself, I already thought it through. Yeah. So it's already too late for whoever's sitting opposite me.
Yeah.
So that's just how it's always been.
I want to show you some photos actually, because I told you I was gonna. I told you I was gonna have some photos, and I had some photos for your brother as well.
What man got the? Oh, okay, yeah, you printed them out.
Yeah, I printed them out just so you could at least like hold them and kind of reflect on them and look back on them. So obviously I got them from X. Yeah. So obviously you two are in all of them.
Yeah, of course.
Because how else would you have them? But I just want you to take a look back at that's you two
on the
biking, yeah,
new bikes, and obviously I'm not wearing a helmet because that's just me, innit? Like, yeah, me, man. I'm just rebellious, bro. I just wasn't on wearing the helmet, but yeah, that's typical me.
Back then, it's like you guys. What's the most like simplistic, basic thing I guess that you used to do when you was a kid that maybe people don't do now that you just look back on and think that was the good times, man?
You're just outside, like every Saturday. We would just leave the house at 10 o'clock and come back at 6 p.m, bro. Just be in the park, like playing football with our friends. Ice cream van comes, whatever. Like, we're just not going home. Like, my mum don't expect to see us for the whole day. Come back at dinner time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, kids don't do that now. They're sitting inside playing PlayStation. Do you know what I mean? So, like, yeah, it's completely different. I just remember every Saturday, it was just out for the whole day.
And obviously that comes with street smarts and, you know.
Yeah, you learn how to navigate around strangers. You meet people in the park, play football with them, people you don't know. Do you know what I mean? And also you got the responsibility of not doing anything stupid and making sure that you stay safe, innit?
Yeah. I was going to ask you about this actually. So this is mad. By the way, the height difference is crazy. This is you two school uniform, I guess?
Yep. I was way taller than him. That's what I'm trying to say. My brother had a late growth spurt.
Yeah.
And I grew early and stopped growing. You know them ones. And now my brother's like 6'2" and I'm like 5'10", do you know what I'm saying? So, but I was taller than him for most of our teenage years, and then he just kind of just had a late growth spurt.
Were you quite stocky when you was a kid? Like, were you quite built?
Yeah.
Like, people didn't, you said you didn't start your own fights, but people knew also.
They knew, don't bother, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? Don't bother. It was one of them ones.
This one's funny because you can see he's quite cheeky in this one as well.
Yeah, that's it. He's always like laughing and just got a grin on his face, bro. He's always doing foolishness, bro, all the time, innit? And you could just see it on his face, like telling us to, you know what I mean, to be serious.
That's the last one.
The guy don't know how to be serious, bro.
That's the last one, I guess, at Christmas, is it?
Yeah. That's Christmas as well. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, matching outfits and that. That's what I mean. We're close in age, bruv, so.
Yeah. No, it's quality. People look at you guys' relationship and I guess they'll be like, like I was saying to him, it's very wholesome, the Europa League final kind of Sports Ooze stream at the beginning where you kind of just let him enjoy his moment, and you'd known throughout his whole life he's been waiting for this trophy. Yep. He goes out there and whatnot, and you just be like, you know what? I've seen it all. Yeah, I'm just gonna just leave it, let it settle. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But they'll look at your personalities. I guess your personality is quite different even at a young age in terms of like, he's really like loud entertainer in front of the camera and you were quite silent. Like, How did that dynamic work for you when you was a kid? Did you get into many scraps and stuff? I was asking him similar, but I'll ask you as well.
We did fight, but not really that much. Like, do you know what I'm saying? We would argue and that, but we never really like got into like fist fights. It wasn't really that kind of relationship. Do you know what I mean? Like, the thing is, I just know how he is. So that's why my brother can't wind me up, like, because I know how he is. Like, I'm immune. Like, people say all the time, I see in the comments, like, how does Rant sit through this? It's like, bro, I've been sitting through this for 30 odd years. Like, this is normal to me.
Yeah.
Like, I know my brother's personality, so I know what he's gonna do before he does it. I'm already braced for it. So I'm just chilling.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, like, we understand each other. And because we understand each other, like, that's why we get on so well. We just let each other be who we are, like, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then as you're getting older and you're going into like secondary school, uni, what are kind of your dreams? What is, outside of what you do now, like what are you striving for? What are you motivated to do? Obviously you're doing really well in school, you're getting great grades. Have you got like a clear vision of like, this is what I need to be doing with my life?
Nah, not really. Like, the thing is, I'm someone that's got loads of different interests. So I quite regularly just go from one thing to another. Like, that's what I do. So it's very normal to me. It's actually exciting for me to do new things. Do you know what I mean? Some people are scared of change. I'm not, bro. I love change. You know what I'm saying? It just gives me an opportunity to thrive in a different field. So I'm always super open-minded about absolutely everything. So, yeah.
People that are like that, sometimes they say like, if you focus on one thing, it's easier to get to the top in that thing. Then when you've got an interest in a massive amount of things, it's really difficult to kind of pick and you kind of switch between them, and it's difficult to pick and choose. Do you struggle with that at times? Or
no,
like,
because I feel like I pretty much everything I focus on, I get to the top of it.
You complete it?
Yeah, like I get to the top. So it's kind of like, that's not a concern for me. There's nothing in life that I've said that I'm going to do and I didn't get as far as I could go within my control. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing. So, yeah, like, there's nothing really.
And what was, because obviously you went to a mixed school, right? So in secondary school, because I've seen like all of the other pieces of content you do in terms of like girl talk and this kind of stuff. How were you with girls at like secondary school going into uni? Like, were you kind of smooth with your words? Were you kind of good at getting through those situations?
Yeah,
no nerves and whatnot?
absolutely, bro. Like, I'm good at speaking, so I never had any issues. Never had no issues with girls. To be fair, when I was at school, I was just mainly focused on football, playing football and stuff. Like, I was playing for my district, do you know what I'm saying? Getting academy trials and all them things. So I was focused on football, to be fair. And yeah, I never had an issue with girls, man. It was easy, like, because I was pretty popular at school. And also I didn't give them attention because I was focused on doing other things, and that probably made them like me more, innit? And that's when I noticed from a young age, if you ignore them, yeah, like, it's probably the best way to get their attention, innit? Like, if you're not bothered. Like, a lot of the guys that used to kind of prioritize being around the girls at school, like, nah, it didn't work for them.
So you clocked from a young age like how you need to move and how you need to act,
bro.
and focused, you locked in.
100%, bro. Like, if I'm interested in anything, it gets my full attention, innit? I don't do anything by halves, innit? Like, they say, how you do anything is how you do everything, innit?
Yeah.
So that's how I look at life. Like, if you're naturally an organized person and you do things thoroughly, you'll be like that across the board. Do you know what I'm saying? And if you're a sloppy person, you'll be like that across the board. You can't turn it on and off.
Yeah. It's mad. It's such a contrast. For me, I went to an all-boys school. So complete opposite to what you're saying. Maybe because you was in that environment already, so you were just comfortable with it throughout. But me, I was in an all-boys school for 5 years. And as soon as I left that all-boys school and went into a mixed, I think it was like A-levels, went to mixed school, bro, I didn't know how to even string sentences together. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Because I was like, yo, I've been out of this environment for 5 years. I don't really know how to act. I don't really know how to organize myself. I don't know, like, you know, those subtle kind of, I guess girls will give you a subtle kind of reference as to how they're interested in you, or how they want to, and you're meant to finish off the sentence like you say. These things are going over my head. I don't understand.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but that's normal though, because if you're not around it, you can't really
compute it.
Yeah, you can't develop the part of your personality that you need to develop because you've got no experience. You're not in the situation.
Yeah.
Experience in life is key in any aspect. Do you know what I mean? If you haven't been somewhere before, been around somewhere, it's very hard to act like you've been around them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So how can you stay composed around women if you're not used to being around them? Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't.
They say act like you've been there before, but how can you do that?
It's easier said than done.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
you don't know what you need to do. Do you know what I mean? You don't know what you need to say. You don't know how you need to come across. Because you just don't know.
Because you're a confident speaker and you're kind of assertive with your words and whatnot. And there was never a point like where you had any nerves or where you weren't assertive in any way.
No, don't get me
doubts?
wrong. I used to hate public speaking. And I still don't like it. Do you know what I mean? However, it just gets to the point where, like, even if you don't like something, or even if you're nervous or if you're not confident, nobody knows that apart from you. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's all about how you come across, bro. Like, life is just mind games. That's what people need to understand, bro. Like, it's mental.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the same with fighting. That's why I love fighting, because it's like, when I'm in there and I'm fighting, it's like, how I look to the person standing across from me is way more important than how I feel. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Way more important, because if I'm looking at you and you hit me and my face doesn't even change, you're like, damn. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like I put everything into that and he's not even phased at all. In my head, I could be saying, ooh, that was a good shot, boy. That kind of buzzed me a bit, but I'm looking at you like, that ain't done anything. Like, that could break your heart. Like, it could break your spirit. Like, it's all about how it comes across, innit? And that's what it is. So as long as you look confident when you're speaking, a lot of the time people will assume you're confident even if you're not. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm confident. I'm a confident speaker anyway. But there were times when I was younger that I just didn't like it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? But it's never going to come across like I don't like it.
So what was the kind of, what point would you say that you were not nervous, but you said, like, what's your biggest mental battle that you've had in terms of you've had to really be fighting with your own logic or your own struggle, and you've had to really sit yourself down and be like, raw, Rants, this is a big moment for me, or I need to really settle myself down and compose myself. You know, you start hyperventilating, stuff like that. Have you ever had that moment happen to you?
I'm not really a nervous person. Do you know what I mean? I don't really get nerves. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know what nerves are like, to be honest. Like, I'm a very analytical thinker. And, like, for instance, like, before fighting and stuff, I don't get nervous. I don't see it as nerves. It's like, I just get adrenaline, like, do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, you're looking forward to it.
Yeah, like, it's excitement. Like, it's not nerves, innit? Like, I can feel like chemically something's going on in my body, but I'm not nervous. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not nervous. Like, I'm excited. Like, I almost just want to get it out of the way. I guess it's kind of like, maybe that's kind of what, like, anxiety feels like. But man's just anxious. I just want to do it now. Like, I'm not a patient person.
Okay.
Like, in life, I'm not patient, bro. Like, I'm not patient with anything. The only thing I'm patient with is, for instance, I understand you have to play the long game. I'm consistent. It's the same with fitness. It's the same with building my YouTube channel. Same with everything. I understand that you have to keep chipping away. Like, it's a process, innit? So I'm patient with that. But in everyday life, if I want something, I want it now. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if I can have it now, I want it now. And that's what it is. So I think it's the impatience. Like, that's more it is. It's fighting against that.
What was your first job going into the working world? Because obviously you're doing well in GCSEs, but I'm assuming you're working as well.
I was in Lillywhite's in Piccadilly.
Okay.
The right, like, big sports shop. Do you know what I'm saying? Piccadilly Circus, bro. And I remember just before I turned 16, got my NI. I was on the football floor, selling football boots, football shirts, everything like that. I was in my element. I just loved football. So I was like, right, I get to sell football boots, sell football shirts, and just be around that, man. And I remember I'm academy age. I got all the new boots because I'm getting discount on them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then also when boots come in and there's no barcode on them, they can't sell them. So I was getting boots for cheap, bro. So I was getting, like, brand new Adidas F50s and that £30, the £120 ones. And I'm turning up to training with the fresh boots. Like, and it's like, it was mad. Like, it was a good time, man. Do you know what I mean? And 6 a.m. shifts, I felt like an adult. Like, you know them ones, like summer holidays, and I'm doing 6 till 4 shifts in the morning. So I'm getting into work at 5:30. And it's like, yo, like, man's getting on the first train to go to work. And I'm like, just before my 16th birthday, and I felt like a proper grown-up.
You
like,
proud of yourself?
Yeah, I was like, yo, like, I'm an adult. Like, man's doing, because I'm working with people that have kids at home.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I'm a kid and I'm working with like a woman in her 30s that's got kids to provide for, and they're doing 40-hour shifts. I'm 40-hour weeks. I'm doing 40-hour weeks, and I'm like, right, like, I'm a grown-up.
Yeah.
Like, it was banging. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, got my first paycheck. And them times when you're 15 and you're making like maybe 1,500 a month, yeah, you're like, raw, like £1,500.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. Like,
Christmas, if I saw £100.
Bro, do you see what I'm saying? I'm seeing
going
4
off.
figures in my bank account as a teenager. And I'm like, yo, this is the life.
Yeah.
Like 40 hours a week. I'm not thinking I'm only on like £5 an hour. I'm like, I'm rich, fam.
Yeah, loaded.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I remember my family that year, my family went Florida to see the rest of my family. So my mum and that, and I stayed at home. I was like, nah, I want to work. And that's when I realized, like, that's me.
Yeah.
I don't want to go on holiday. Like, I want to work.
Okay.
Like, I just got that work ethic. Like, my whole family went to Florida and I stayed and worked, bro. And I was just in the house by myself. Just working.
At 16?
Yeah. Just working, bro.
It sounds like throughout your childhood, you're always trying to be almost older. Like, you're better.
Yeah.
Like, as you get older, you're always above your age group. You see where people break through and they're kind of playing in the under 18s, but they're only 15.
Yeah.
It feels like that's the kind of life that you're living constantly, where you're looking forward to the job. You're looking forward to start driving. You're looking forward to this. Yeah. You want to put that suit on. You want to be, you want to have responsibility. You want to have pressure.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I mean, I always felt like in life, that was innately, I just felt like that was my calling. Like, there was just certain things I had to do. Do you know what I mean? So, like, they all went to Florida, and I was like, no, I'm staying at home, I'm working. And I just worked for the whole summer, bro. Like, whole 3 months, full-time working, 5 days a week. And just stacking money, bro, from young. Like, that's what I've always been on, just head down, focus, work, bro.
Growing up in Harlesden, do you think your surroundings are maybe like what you would have seen when you was younger, when you were like going out on the roads and kind of like going out to play football, but maybe you would have had friends that maybe would have delved in certain things and got into trouble? Was that kind of like your motivation to say, okay, I need to make money because I don't want to be in this environment like when I'm an adult? Or like, do you think that influenced you in any way?
Not really, because I feel like my parents did a good enough job to let me know that, yeah, you don't want to be there. You don't want to be doing that. Do you know what I mean? So I had loads of friends that were outside doing stuff like, used to steal mopeds, do all these other things. But my thing was just, I just need to focus on myself and not focus on whatever they're doing. Do you know what I mean? So I could be friends with them, but I knew where the conversation had to end. Do you know what I mean? I never got roped into any foolishness. And also, I didn't really like being outside for no reason. You know, there's some kids that just be outside on the road.
Hanging around.
Yeah, hanging around looking for something to do. I never needed that, bro. I just needed my football. I'll be outside with my football, or I'll be inside my house. Do you know what I mean? I didn't, and I still don't, to this day, I don't like being outside without a motive.
Everything has to have a purpose.
Yeah, or else I'm just not doing it.
Really? Wow.
That's it, bro.
You're not a free roam GTA guy.
Nope. House, gym, supermarket, repeat, blood. That's it. Unless there's something else going on. Do you know what I mean? And then I have to be in the mood.
That's interesting. So back onto uni, I'm wondering, because obviously you're in a creative field, I'm wondering where does that creativity start? Where does that come from in terms of the root? Would you say creativity is for you, if you was to look back?
I just think that my family in general are just creative. We just have creative freedom, and it's something that we've always innately it's just a part of us, like all of us. Do you know what I'm saying? There's not one of us that isn't creative. Do you know what I'm saying? My eldest sister works in a creative field, and she does a lot of she does a lot of work with massive brands. Like my sister lives in Germany. She did stuff with Red Bull, Adidas. That's why she originally moved to Germany, because she was doing stuff like, I remember when she was doing research for Adidas, and I was helping her with the designs for like one of the Adidas Predators ages ago when I was still playing football. And she was saying to me, like, cool, we're trying to design this boot for these kind of players. What do you think it needs to have, and this, that, and the other, and that? And she's mad creative, and she does all that kind of design stuff, and yeah, and she does the planning and stuff like that. So she does the strategy.
Right.
So she's mad creative. Other sister was been singing since she was little. Do you know what I mean? So she's creative. Do you know what I mean? I played sports and did other things, and I was good at like art and drawing and stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? And then my brother used to do acting, was in school plays and that. And then my other brother is an actor.
Oh, wow.
So, do you know what I mean? We're all creative.
And I'm guessing your parents knew that because they could see it in all of you as you were all growing up. So they kind of all steered you, or they didn't try and push you away from that and say, like, you went to uni, right? And you
didn't
go to uni.
I didn't. I'm the only one that didn't go to uni. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm the only one that didn't go. Do you know what I'm saying? My mind was always just on making money, bro. Like, I was the only one that didn't go. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was at my brother's uni so much, they thought I used to go there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was at my brother's uni all the time. I was at Brunel with X, bruv. So, but I didn't go. I was just on making money.
Yeah.
That's just what I was on. But my parents, they never tried to guide any of us in any direction. Right. They just let us do our thing. They never said, you have to go uni, you have to study this, you have to be this. They just let us do what we wanted to do. And naturally, we gravitated towards what we wanted to do. There was never any pressure on any of us to be anything we didn't want to be.
So you had that freedom from the jump.
From the jump, bro. Do you know what I mean? And the thing is, as a parent, if you lay good foundations, you should be confident that you've done a good enough job to let your kids do what they want to do, innit?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, when you don't, that's when you need to worry.
And you had that self-belief from that first job. What was the job after that, would you say?
I was in Lily White's, and then I was in and out of football. So I was making money and then getting injured and then having to go back to the drawing board, making money, then getting injured and having to go back to the drawing board. So it was just in and out with football. And then when was the Olympics? Here.
2012.
In 2012, that was when I decided, I was like, yo, I can't keep going back and forth with this football thing. Like, my knees are falling apart. I need to just park that off and just focus on work. And then I got my PT qualification, and then it was just in the gym, bro. Do you know what I mean? And that was it. And then I was just in the gym like a gym rat, bro. Do you know what I mean? Put on loads of weight, bro. I got to like 94 kilos. Like, I was massive. I was hench. And I was just in the gym. I was doing bodybuilding style workouts, and I was in the gym training clients and doing stuff like that, bro. And then that was my income. And even then, I got my qualification. I was working for Virgin Active for a few months in Canary Wharf. And as soon as I saw how much money I was making and how much they were taking from me, I went freelance straight away, bro. Like, I can't work for people.
Yeah.
Because I just did the math. I was selling 12 packs of PT for like nearly £800. And then they were giving me like £15 a session. And I was like, what?
Pyramid scheme.
I was like, hold on. So these men are paying nearly £800. So they're paying about £70 a session, about £72 a session. And I'm getting £15. Virgin were taking all that money off the top. I was like, I can't do this. Do you know what I mean?
So how long was you with Virgin? So
6 months.
6 months.
Massive, bruv.
Max
6 months. I was like, this is, bro. I was like, I'm being pimped out here. Do you know what I mean? And I'm thinking, hold on, all of these bankers and all of these guys are happy to part with their money because they value what I'm bringing to the table. And I'm getting 15 quid. Do you know what I mean? Nah, I forget that.
So that's where your entrepreneur kind of self-employed attitude kicks in, where you're like, do you know what? I'm not about to here work for anyone and take orders and all these things.
And I never worked for anyone ever again. You know them.
And what age was that from?
Freelance. It'd been like 23 or something like that. Yeah, so and I was freelance.
Freelance from that moment on.
Yeah, the whole time. Yeah, never worked for anyone ever again since then, bro. Do you know what I mean? I felt like the first 6 months was like my apprenticeship just to learn how to sell,
Yeah.
learn how to be confident, speaking to people and trusting in your brand, trusting in your product. Because I knew I was a good trainer because a lot of the wealth of experience that I gained throughout life, I knew how to speak to people. I understood what I needed to do, but you still need to, everyone needs their sales pitch, you know, them ones. And I'm someone, I don't sell. So it's kind of like you have to market your product, innit?
Yeah.
Like I'm not the guy that's gonna walk up to you while you're on the treadmill and try and fucking sell you PT. Like my clients come up to me all the time. I've never stopped anyone and tried to sell them anything. Most of the time they saw me training other people, came up to me and asked me X, Y, Z, but then you need to know how to close.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know how to close.
It's so funny because
And that's what it is.
I was in Virgin Active in my first job, and that's actually the first job that I was in. I was hopping on your stream from that really small room in Mill Hill, Broadway, you and DG.
Yeah.
And I'm coming in with my mash-up camera, sitting in the middle there, Footy Talk, the show was called. And this is around COVID as well.
Yeah.
So it's probably maybe not too far in terms of timelines as well. And I was in sales consulting, selling probably what you're trying to also sell.
the sales team,
like you said, I've also been in Virgin Active and clocked that pyramid scheme
It's mad.
as my first proper job. Before that, Tesco, Sainsbury's, you know, you're just doing your role. You're not expecting to get to the top of the ladder there. But as soon as I put that suit on, sales, you know, commissioner, and I'm embracing the work and I'm enjoying it, and to a point where, like you said, you have that epiphany where you clock. Hold on a second. Every time I get my commission, they up the target to a level that I can't reach.
Yeah.
So I would never be able to make a steady income, and it would never keep rising because they'll put the bar so high in head office that you will get back down to your lower wage.
Absolutely.
And it's all done to just keep you on the hamster wheel, to just keep going and going and going, but you're not really going anywhere. And I worked out as well in about 6 months.
You see, that's all it takes, bro. If you're entrepreneurial, you're like, no. Like, how do I cut out the middleman, innit? Like, that should be everyone's goal in life. How do I cut out the middleman? Because the middleman's the one that's always eating, bro. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I need to eat. Yeah. So when I was in Virgin, 6 months there, like, Canary was great because there's loads of money there. Like, everyone had money. Like, so it was easy.
True, that's a really good branch to be in.
So it was easy, bro. Like, Canary Riverside got the Four Seasons Hotel opposite and everything like that. I met loads of famous people. I remember The Rock came in. Loads of Tottenham players used to come and train in there as well. Like, bro, even, what's his name? They filmed James Bond in there, and I met Daniel Craig. So, yeah, it was one of them ones where it was a good place and a good time to kind of be there. And when there was WWE in 02, I see Edge and Christian as well, blood. I remember that day was sick. Do you know what I mean? So I met some proper famous people in that 6 months, but I also learned my value. Do you know what I mean? Because once I saw that people were willing to spend £800 for 12 sessions with me, it's like, why am I accepting £15 an hour?
Yeah. It's quick maths.
Yeah,
it's easy to do.
Super quick maths. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. In life, a lot of people don't know their value, innit? And if they do know their value, they're not confident enough to say, yo, I'm worth this, you know, because of how it's interpreted. But I don't give a toss, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
When did you get your coaching badges? At what age was that? What time of your life was that?
That was young. I got my coaching, my level 1. I think I done my level 1 at like 16, 17 or something. And then my level 2 I did at like 20 or something like that. I done them young, bro.
And why did you do that? Did you want to be a coach or?
No. It's not that I wanted to be a coach, but it was one of them ones where the level 1 I got free. And then the level 2, I was like, I'll get the level 2 because I've already got the level 1. Like, it was just one of those things.
May as well go. Keep going,
I might as well
pushing.
keep doing it. And also, I figured, because I was playing football, I figured if I do my coaching badges, I might learn something that might improve me as a player. Because I've always seen football as a mental game and not a physical game. So I was like, if I understand the mechanics of the game better, it can only make me a better player. That's the way I always looked at it. Like, I just think in life, everything's mental.
Yeah.
Everything's mental, bro. Like, the most physical thing you think in life is psychological.
Do you spend a lot of time kind of like just thinking about things, even if it's in silence?
All the time.
In your own house, you're just, because you're a very mental person from what I'm seeing. Like, from a young age, everything that you're doing, you're thinking about it. You're not really just going towards maybe the norm or what everybody else is probably going to go ahead and go and do and learn from that and then make their own mistakes. You're kind of thinking everything through. Or would you say you're an overthinker?
Yeah, I am an overthinker, but I think it's a positive thing because I can't be surprised because I've thought about every eventuality. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't think it's a negative thing, but I'm a super deep thinker and I'm always thinking. Like, I'm always inside my own head 24/7, bro. Like, all the time. There's always something I could be doing better or could be doing more of, or maybe I need to try this or whatever. Like, super, like, introspective all the time.
You're quite self-critical.
Yeah, extremely. Do you know what I'm saying? Extremely, but I think it's the reason why I tend to have success with everything I do because I'm always picking things apart. Do you know what I mean?
Are you quite hard on yourself, would you say?
Yeah.
And was there any point where you was like, do you know what? Maybe I need to give myself a break. Maybe I need to give myself a holiday. Like because you've been grafting, you didn't go Florida.
Yeah.
You've maybe sacrificed quite a bit, you know, to keep that mentality and that mental strength to just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. Was there ever a point where you maybe pushed it too much and you crashed out?
Nah, it's difficult for me because I'm a man of routine, innit? Like, my routine is where I'm comfortable.
Okay.
So as soon as my routine is thrown off, I'm irritable. You don't want me around. I might as well not be on that holiday.
Oh, really?
Because I'm there after 3 days. I'm like, bro, like, I'm not waking up in my own bed. I'm not working. I'm not in the gym. It's like, what's this like? Do you know what I mean? It's like, I just don't like it, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I'm uncomfortable. Like, anything more than a week away from my routine, and I'm only thinking about getting back to my routine.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's just who I am, innit? Like, I live a life that I'm very, very comfortable with. So when that gets taken away from me, yeah, I don't like it.
I've seen you say on your content, your streams and stuff, like you live a very simple, plain, modest, calm life. Like you don't, because again, we could compare with your brother. Like he's very flashy. He's sharpened diamonds the other day. Do you know what I mean? He goes big. He goes hard. Or he goes home.
Yeah,
whereas you're the complete opposite. Like you're very like under the radar. I would say.
Yeah.
Like you said, shopping, gym, home.
Yeah.
Shopping, gym, home. Have you ever been like you've never been flashy? You've never been one to like kind of
No. That's not my personality. I'm very minimalistic. Do you know what I'm saying? Most of the time, I'm just in black. Like, I just, you know what I'm saying? I'm just in a tracksuit. Do you know what I mean? Or I'm in the gym. That's it. Like, I don't dress up unless I have to. If they say you can't get in if you're wearing trainers or whatever, then I'll wear shoes. Other than that, I'm not wearing shoes, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just, for me, I just want to be comfortable in it. Yeah. And I'm happy. I know who I am and I'm comfortable, so comfortable with who I am that I just don't care how people perceive me, like, at all. Do you know what I mean?
So you've never changed how you are for a job, for an opportunity, for a girl? Nothing?
Nah, but this is why I can't work for other people, because I'm not willing to change. And I can't be upset if they don't want to accept me for how I am, because they don't have to, you know? So it's like, if I want to just be me, I have to work for me. And that's it.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, I couldn't do it.
That's interesting. I've actually got something, right? So I've got a video I want to show you on my laptop.
Mad.
Because I feel like this is the perfect point, and I better remember my password. But this is the perfect point to actually go back, because I want to really talk about your content, right? Because like I said in the intro, this is Facebook, this is Twitch, this is YouTube, this is short form, this is long form, this is videos, this is streams. You've managed to repackage, repurpose, like I've said, anytime, any place. But I want to show you this video from the jump.
My days.
I want to show you this from the jump, because boy, I don't know, man. This ain't the same rants I know.
Eric Diarrhea, Mr. Running Shit fam, on the bench. He's the bench woman like Rob Schneider. What's going on? Dyer, he can pick a pass and score a goal. But you got Captain Kenya running things. What was he doing? Looks like Harry Class 8 cocaine got his shit back from Jackson was all over him like cheap aftershave, fam. He didn't get a sniff. Catch him in his back pocket next to his Cuban cigar and his Oyster card, fam. Nah, I won't be out here.
Bro,
Yeah.
you, for me, you're fascinating as a creator.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. Because a lot of people don't realize how many different realms. I know that you've now settled on a certain way of doing your content, but as we've discussed your opposites to your brother, there's a lot of similarities in terms of the bars, in terms of the lyrical play, in terms of the kind of way that you are able to articulate yourself and make entertainment, make jokes, but then also with your coaching background and your badges, to be analytical and to be very precise in terms of how you see the game. And people will disagree wholeheartedly and you'll happily stand on the other side and be like, I'm not moving. I'm not budging until the end of time. And then when you see it my way, then we'll talk.
That's
you know,
it.
or then you'll understand. But that content there and that short form, and I'm guessing the Facebook content, I saw the Bant Sports news content really early days. Again, sharp, short, bang, in your face. What made you pivot? Or did you plan to pivot away from that entertainment kind of comedy style that your brother still does to this day?
Yeah.
And why did you do that as well?
That's funny because people don't realize that I was doing that first. Do you know what I mean? Like, people see my brother and they don't realize that I was doing that first. Like, I had my Facebook page first and I was making a content like that. And that's how I used to formulate all of my videos, the way my brother still does now. And you know what it was? It was a combination of one, age, because that's nearly 10 years ago now. Do you know what I'm saying? And then also, I was conscious that the audience that I wanted to attract and the community I wanted to build, yeah, I needed to hammer home the message a bit more. Do you know what I mean? Because I didn't want to be seen as, oh, he's just a funny guy. Because there's a lot more to the message. Do you know what I'm saying? And I feel like people get the message now with the way that I convey it. Whereas when you're just being the funny guy all the time and you're throwing in the punchlines maybe a bit more often, then the message is missed. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm more about the substance of my content than the style of it. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's one of them ones where that short form stuff is good, but I prefer conversational content because there's real depth in that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The short attention span TikTok stuff, I don't like it. Do you know what I'm saying?
You don't watch it, you don't consume
I don't watch it. I don't have TikTok app on my phone. Do you know what I'm saying? I removed Twitter from my phone as well. Like, I've only got Instagram. And I use Instagram really just to let people know when my shows are. Do you know what I'm saying?
Did you feel like you, at the beginning, had to be like, because I've seen your older content, it was like political opinion as well.
And that was short videos as well.
Yeah.
That was like 3 to 5 minute stuff.
Real life kind of like situations with girls kind of content as well.
Yeah.
I've seen you continue that with the reaction to the grilling.
Yeah.
Obviously some gaming in there as well, Prevolution and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Real, you know, going real far back now, but this is like I said, a long time span in your content. Did you feel like you had to start, like why did you have that beginning, would you say, in terms of the more entertainment side? Why was that? Or was you just were kind of trying things and then you realized you had an epiphany? You was like,
No, you know what it is? That's who I am. Do you know what I'm saying? All the punchlines and all that stuff, I still do it now, but I just don't do it. Like, a lot of the stuff I say, it's not obvious. I've got a very dry sense of humor, so I'll say things, that people in the chat are absolutely dying if they get it. Do you know what I mean? And it will go over some people's heads because I'll say something that's funny, but I'll say it with the same tone and a straight face. And people will be like, raw, like, do you know what I mean? Like, it will hit them later. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't really set things up. I'll just randomly, something will come out of left field, innit? But that's my personality. So even with the comedians that I like Dave Chappelle and stuff like that, I like really dry comedy.
okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I like. I like dry, like, controversial stuff that kind of toes the line. Do you know what I mean? Like Frankie Boyle and that. Like, they say some mad things and I'm like, this is amazing. Do you know what I mean? Like, when I grow up and you watch like South Park and you see the outrageous things that they say now, you couldn't say these things. And even like the in-betweeners, some of the stuff, like, they're saying they're going to make a new one. There's no point because half the stuff that they said back then, you can't say that now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I'm very like rebellious, kind of anti-establishment kind of person anyway. And my comedy is really dark and really dry, and I'll rather it comes across like that than purely just making stuff to entertain. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what I think it was. At the beginning, I was making short videos, so it's like 3 to 5 minutes. So it's like, it has to be punchy.
Yeah.
It has to be to the point. Do you know what I'm saying?
You don't have time to
you ain't got no time to decorate it. Do you know what I mean? Like, no one wants to hear you faffing about. So every line had to be punchy, it had to be catchy, it had to be funny, you know, because that's the quickest way to get your point across when you're doing videos. But I always prefer conversational stuff where you can sit down, analyze things, break things down.
Yeah. And before, because talk to me about your content before United Stand, in terms of, you've done a lot of media. You've kind of, like you said, you've experienced Virgin Active and the pyramid scheme, and then decided no. What was it about the media work that you did, and also giving your political opinion, and what did you learn in that part of your career that maybe steered you away from it now, where we don't really see you working with brands, we don't really see you on TV and radio doing media stuff? But I know full well that you're more than capable of doing those things, and that's a choice, because I've heard you say it before. What did you experience in that time frame where you are kind of trying different things out and learning as you grow, that you were like, nah, not for me?
I experienced that. Again, why I wouldn't work for people, because I can't be myself in the most authentic way, innit? Like, authenticity is my brand. And to be in those spaces, you can't really have a strong opinion. And I'm someone that has strong opinions on a lot of things. Like, I hold them very loosely. I can change them, but I have strong opinions because I think about things deeply. So if I feel a certain way, I'm not going to go on the radio and not give my opinion if they ask it. Do you know, even if it's an opinion that no one on the panel agrees with. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's one of them ones where I know that if I was being my authentic self, it won't be long till I don't get invited back. Do you know what I'm saying?
Was there a moment on radio, TV, or any of these platforms where they didn't let you, like you said, no, I want to say this, and they didn't let you say it? Or
Nah, not really. But I remember there was, for instance, I used to go and do BBC 5 Live. Shout out Adrian Charles as well, man, because he's a legend, mate. He's such a great guy. He used to do Match of the Day. And I used to go on one of his BBC shows, and it was Question Time, Extra Time. And I used to go up to Manchester and do that. And I did that loads of times, 5, 6 times maybe. It was great. And then also BBC had me on One Extra doing loads of different things. And I was like, yo, BBC keep using me, but it's like, when do you give me my own show? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like the same thing with Virgin.
you're ambitious.
Yeah. I'm like, hold on, yeah.
You're not happy to be there.
No, I'm not happy to be there because I don't have imposter syndrome. Like, I belong here. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm here because I deserve to be here. I'm here because I'm valuable. So give me my own show. If you don't give me my own show, lose my number. Do you know what I'm saying? That's pretty much what it was like. It was like, yo, like, I've been on BBC so many times. I know where all the radio stations are. I know what car company's coming for me. I know the protocol. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, but give me my own show or don't call me back, because this is long now. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you're bringing me in here, you're showing me I'm valuable, but not valuable enough
to go to the next level.
Yeah, and then there's people that haven't paid their dues like I did, and they're getting shows before me because it's quotas and all these things. And it's like, no, this is rubbish. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was like, unless you're going to give me my own show, stop calling me. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I'm happy in my own place. I've got my own channel. I've got my own community. And they're all my own shows. Do you know what I mean? And I know I'm capable of carrying my own shows. And there's people that are less accomplished than me and less capable that you're giving the opportunity.
This is all in your early 20s, right?
Yeah, bro.
So was there ever, because sometimes, and I'll layer it more, but sometimes I guess financial situation, circumstances, whatever happens behind the scenes kind of influences the opportunities and the things that people get into because of background kind of stuff. Was there ever a point where maybe your situation wasn't good or you were struggling financially where you were like forced into having to do certain things that you didn't want to have to do?
Nah, bro.
You never
I was
had
in
that
the gym.
issue.
I was making dough,
You was making money.
Dough. Do you know what I mean? Bro, think about it. You
Yeah.
go from Virgin Active, yeah, where it's like people are paying like £72 an hour to train with me.
And they're private clients now, right?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. And then they go from paying £72 an hour to me moving to Pure Gym.
Right.
I was in Wandsworth, self-employed, and I'm charging £45 an hour and I'm getting all of the £45. So I've gone from £15 an hour to £45 an hour.
Yeah.
At 24.
Yeah.
What? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So like I'm getting like £3,000 a month minimum cash in my hands every month at 24.
Yeah.
Bro, I never had no money problems, like ever. I've never been in a situation where it's like, right, I've got no money. And because I'm not a big spender, I'm not spending that. Exactly. I had the little petty cash thing with the key, yeah, to keep my cash in it. Bro, it got to the point where my cash thing wouldn't close and I was going to the bank to put my money in the bank. And I know the woman thought I was a drug dealer. I know she did. When I was going into to NatWest, yeah, and I was going in there with all that cash, she was looking at me funny, bro. Do you know them ones there? And I know she wanted to ask me.
Yeah.
But she just, don't even dare. Do you know what I'm saying?
The audacity.
Yeah, don't even dare, bro. Do you know what I mean? Because when the Asian man comes here to deposit off the money from his shop, you're not asking him what he does. Do you see what I'm saying? And them man are rolling with bare cash.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like, don't you dare ask me. So from a young age, I was mashing bread. And that's why only when YouTube started paying me more, then and the commercial stuff started paying me more than what the gym was paying me. That's only when I started cutting down my hours in the gym, bro. And at one point...
It was always a balancing act.
Yeah, so I was always doing both, bruv. Like my original videos on Facebook, I was filming them in a consultation room in the gym in my breaks in between clients. So
really,
I was working and working.
Yeah, doubling up.
Yeah, bro. So there was no time off, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'd be working in the gym, go home, maybe film another video in my house and then back in the gym.
Is there no guilty pleasure on this planet that you've had to be like, you know what? I am a modest spender. I like to keep my money in my pocket, but this one object, this one item, Rants and Bants is purchasing this now, and I'm not thinking about the price. I'm going for it. Is there something out? No, there's nothing out there.
Nothing. I'm too practical for
there's no materialistic nothing.
Nah,
too practical.
The only thing that I spend money on and don't really think about is food, like, you know the ones there, like,
if good food, steak.
If I want to eat, I'm just paying that. It's no problem. Other than that, there's like, bro, I could eat steak every day.
You're big on health.
There's times I'm eating steak every day. People are like, oh, Rants, like, how can you eat steak every day? Because I don't drink, I don't smoke. All the stuff that people spend money on, I don't spend money on. Do you know what I'm saying?
You've never drunk, like you've never been.
But
you've never been like
as a teenager. Do you know what I mean? I remember when I turned 18, there was like maybe 6 months where I was like, yo, I got my ID, I can go clubbing. Do you know what I mean? Man was out, but then that got boring real quick for me because I'm an introvert, bro. Like when I'm outside, it's loud, people are drunk, spilling drinks on you, stepping on your shoes. Do you know what I mean? People are vomiting outside and that. I was like, bro, I don't want to be out here. Do you know what I'm saying? But it was cool for like 6 months. You know what I mean? So I said I did it and then...
6 months is your time frame, isn't it? Before you're like,
yeah, 6 months in life is long enough, bro. That's half a year, you know? Half a whole year. That's long enough. Like, I could give anything 6 months. After that, I've made up my mind.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? I was like, clubbing's not for me.
Yeah. So now I want to get into how did you... So you've done your channel. You've done Facebook. You've done the media stuff. Now, how does that go from you joining United Stand? Like, what is the approach from them to you? How does that come about?
Basically, what happened was, from what I remember, I used to go to games anyway, and I always used to see Flex outside doing fan cams. I didn't know him. Had never heard of the channel. And I'd actually been on Full-Time Devils before that, because I remember I used to go to games with Adam McCullough, actually. It's mad, because some of my guys, like, we shared season tickets. We had, like, 3 season tickets between, like, 5 of us. And they live in Birmingham. So it was on the way to Manchester. And then I found out Adam was in Birmingham. So I used to go and link my guys to get the season ticket or to leave it. And then I used to jump in a car with Adam. And we used to go up to the games. So that's kind of how it developed. And then I seen Flex I think we just started talking on Twitter and stuff like that. And it was one of them ones where in my head, I was like, there's a lot of people, like Manchester United, massive club, like in Africa, massive club in like Jamaica, the Caribbean and stuff like that. And we don't really have any people that look like us doing content. Do you know what I'm saying? I was like, bro, there's a market here that bro, it's not being serviced, bro. I was like, I'm a football guy. I've always been a football guy. Even though I wasn't really making football content at the time, I was dabbling in it. Do you know what I mean? Like I done a Euro 2016 squad video after the announcement. That was my first football
England,
video.
yeah, I think I seen that.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? And that was mad punchlines, all these things, you know what I mean? All the different player names and stuff like that. So I've been doing that, but I was like, I'm not doing any consistent football content. So I was like, yo, we should do a show, in it, a football show. So the Flex and Rant show was born out of me having an idea. Do you know what I'm saying? And then the show blew up. These times I never met Goldbridge, nothing like that. It's just I met Flex. I said to him, let's do the show. We started doing the show. Do you know what I mean? And I was going to games anyway. So then I started doing fan cams.
Yeah.
Then my fan cams started getting the most views on the channel. And then I just started to become a more regular part of the channel because my content was doing so well on the channel.
And in all that time that you were, so when did you? This is all subconscious.
This is about 2017, I think.
When does it go from subconscious to consciously knowing that you're building the channel? Like at the beginning, you're going on because your uncle started taking you to United games. Am I right in saying that?
My
right.
uncle
So when you
was a
younger,
United fan, yeah. And then also my sister went to uni in Manchester.
Right.
So
you were
I used to
going
go
up
up to Manchester and then stay with my sister when she was at uni. My sister used to take me to United, take me to the mega store, all those things. So yeah, man, I had loads of experiences of going to Manchester from young.
Was you aware of how big the channel was, or what size was the channel on?
It wasn't even on 100K. And
Okay.
I had 100K on my Facebook, so I was actually bigger than the channel when I went on there. It's just funny. It's just that I was in a completely different industry. So, but Flex knew who I was.
Okay.
Like, do you know what I mean? A lot of people knew who I was, but they didn't know me for football. They knew me for the other stuff.
Political stuff, and yeah.
I mean, I already had a series with Vice that I did and stuff like that. Vice are huge.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? I've done like 25 million views or something across like 4 videos worldwide. Like it was no small feat. Like, so people knew who I was. They just didn't know me for football.
So when did it go from subconsciously going on there, giving your opinion about Man United on fan cams, you speak to Flex, you network with him a little bit, get your own show, to then consciously knowing that you're actually a big part of how this channel is growing and building? When did that switch happen for you?
I'm very aware. Like I said, when I notice my fan cams are doing the biggest numbers, the Flex and Rant show is doing upwards of 80,000 a week views. It's just like, all right, cool. Do you know what I'm
6
saying?
months.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all it
6
takes.
months, bro. Start the clock.
Yeah.
You know them ones there, start the clock, bro. So that's what I was on, start the clock immediately. So I'm like, cool, I'm seeing what I'm doing. And I'm like, yo, the fact that my fan cams were doing the most numbers, do you know what I'm saying? And the fact that the Flex and Rant show was doing big numbers like that, and it's just me and Flex, I'm like, cool. Like, there is clearly an audience for this content, but audio, but also I'm being well received within the fan base. And the channel is a very international channel. Do you know what I'm saying? I'd say probably 50% of the followers are overseas, maybe more than that now. I don't know the analytics now, but it's always been like a heavy African Indian kind of followed channel. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like there weren't no brown faces doing Manchester United content. Do you know what I'm saying? Obviously Adam, do you know what I mean? But it was mainly Stephen Howson and other like Manchester
Mancunian.
Mancunian guys. There wasn't guys from outside of Manchester. And overseas people don't know that Adam's from Birmingham and not Manchester. They just hear an accent. Do you know what I'm saying? They don't really know.
Yeah.
But there weren't London guys, black London guys, doing Manchester United content before the Flex and Rant show. So I saw how well it was received. And even my dad was messaging me like they got the show on in the barbers in Jamaica and stuff like that.
Wow.
And when I went to Jamaica with my brother, like, bro, like, it was mad. Do you see what I'm saying? So it got received really well, really quickly.
And you and Flex are in London at that point, am I right? And you're going up and down, up and down, up and down. Because I remember you speaking about it briefly, the traveling, the mileage,
Bro, I
the
sacrificed
hours.
so much helping to build that channel. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I was still in the gym. So put it this way, yeah, Champions League night. Man United, Champions League kicks off at 8 o'clock. Game finishes after 10. Fan cams, whatever. Finished fan cams at like 12:30, 1 o'clock. Back down to London. Back in London at 4:30 a.m. Got a client at 6 in the morning. I'm driving, like we're going straight. I'm going straight to the gym, 4:30 to sleep in the office for an hour and a half to wake up and have a client at 6. I done that bare times. You know them ones, like, man sacrificed so much whilst we were building, doing all these things. I put a lot of work in, but I understood that it was necessary for where I wanted to be, where I wanted the channel to be. Because in my head, we're all building a dynasty. Like right at the beginning, like I said to Flex, I said, yo, like, we're going to have the biggest Man United channel, like, on YouTube. And he was like, what? These times we're barely on 100K. Do you know what I'm saying? The other channel's on about 450, later to 500. And then when we surpassed them and we got to like 550,000 or something like that, we had like a meet and greet, like a gathering in London. Do you know what I mean? And loads of supporters of the channel came, and it was a good night out.
What's the other channel? Is it Man United channel?
Yeah, the Full-Time Devils. It's now Stretford Paddock.
Yeah.
So I saw this all coming, like, from the beginning, bro.
Yeah.
Like, the one thing I have talent is, like, foresight. Like, I see things before it happens all the time, bro. Like, I can see potential.
You've deeped it.
Yeah, always, because I'm just a thinker, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm very good at identifying gaps in the market and filling them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how I think.
So you're with Flex at this point. Flex is obviously, I'm guessing, employed at United Stand as a presenter, as a kind of fan cam kind of host.
And I was just freelance. So I was just coming in and doing little things.
But you were using the word we a lot.
Yeah.
We, because that's your mentality. You're
It was a
thinking
team
this
effort,
is
for
team
sure.
effort.
Yeah.
What was your first point of contact with Mark in terms of when did he first recognize, or did you speak to him? Did he speak to you? Because obviously, and at what point did he maybe gather and garner the effort that you were putting in? And like, did you feel appreciated in that relationship from the beginning? Like, how was the relationship from the get-go?
You know, it was at the beginning, I never had no direct contact with him. It was like everything was kind of through Flex. So if I had an idea, I would say to Flex, yo, put it to Mark.
Okay.
You know them ones. I didn't speak to him directly. Do you know what I mean? And I didn't meet him until like the channel was picking up and it was doing really well and I was really, really involved. And then we like met up, like had food and whatever, and we went up there. But I didn't meet him many times in person, maybe 3 or 4 times in like 2+ years, bro. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Because he just stays in the house and does what he needs to do.
Yeah.
And him and Flex would talk. But then it got to the point where my content was doing really well. The Flex and Man show was doing really well and all these other things. So naturally, do you know what I'm saying? It was more than was, all right, cool, you need to have a conversation. Like, I'm a part of this. Like, even when we did the football, because there was the Blood Brothers thing and we done the football and we had to do the United Stand football team.
Yeah.
Me, him and Flex had to go and do the photo shoot for the promo, like in Sheffield or something like that. So we linked up there, done the photo shoot, and it was just us three. Do you know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like that. It just...
3 main faces.
Yeah, the team, we were the faces of the channel. Do you know what I mean? And then other people would come in
Sai
and out.
came
but
in,
we
Aaron
were
comes in.
exactly,
Yeah.
but we were the main faces, innit? So naturally, it just evolved into that. Do you know what I mean?
I remember that period because I was watching Blood Brothers because it was a mad series. And obviously United Stand and AFTV were the 2 biggest teams. You had obviously other teams as well. And it was like 3 faces on both sides. I'm looking at Troops, Robbie, DT.
Right.
And I'm looking at Flex, Rants, Mark Goldbridge.
Precisely.
And that is how it was kind of almost...
That's how it was marketed.
So, and I think about this a lot in terms of communication lines and the chain of communication. Do you think the chain of communication from you to Mark was good enough, broken, and there was some sort of misinterpretation or misunderstanding as to you're thinking we, is he thinking we? And what does we look like to you in terms of, is it shares, is it equity, is it more pay? Like what, if you could go back and say, this is what went wrong and this is why, or this is what would have fixed it, what would that look like to you?
Nah, because at the end of the day, you know what it is, yeah? Like, the one thing in life, it's like, I never expect people to behave a certain way. Do you know what I'm saying? The way I looked at it was the fact that we were building something together. In my head, it just made sense that at some point we're going to have a conversation. Do you know what I'm saying? But because I wasn't that close with him and Flex was, there were loads of times where I'd put it to Flex and I'd say, you know what, it's getting to the point that we need to have a conversation. Because this thing just keeps getting big, man. And it was getting big quickly, bro. At one point, we were the fastest growing channel on the platform. So because of that, the snowball effect, it was like we were on 1,000, 100,000, then we was on 300,000, then we was on 500,000. I was like, wow. And this was happening within months, bro. So because of that, it was spiraling so quickly, yeah. And obviously because I didn't know what I know now about like the back end of YouTube and how much money is being made and what's going out and all these things, there wasn't really transparency with that. So at the time, I was thinking, you know, eventually we're going to have the conversation. But knowing me and knowing my personality, I just knew, yeah, that, you know what it is in life, when something gets to a certain size, people, what they see for the future can just change. You know them ones. In my head, the whole point of a fan channel is to have no affiliation with the football club, to be completely independent and give fans a voice. Do you know what I'm saying? But I see with a lot of these so-called fan channels now, they actually want to communicate with the clubs. And I'm just like, I feel like you lose your integrity then. Because
there's a conflict of interest in regards to the players, agents, and the questions that you can and can't ask, and the way that's communicated to the fans, and now the opinion's blurred. And
integrity is everything to me.
As you've said.
So as soon as you're saying to me, Rants, you shouldn't have said that, or you can't say that because the club are upset, it's not fan channel anymore. Do you know what I mean? And ultimately, that's where the
lines get crossed.
That's where the main falling out happened, and how I ended up leaving was because I'm saying stuff independently on other platforms and you're trying to get in with the club. So the club's saying to you, Rant said this, XYZ, and you're getting upset with me because I've given my opinion on another platform and I'm affiliated with the channel. And it's just like, bro, you don't work for the club.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
At least not when I got here.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a fan channel. It was meant to be an independent channel. And you've seen with the evolution, do you know what I mean? Doing interviews with players and all these things and being in press conferences and stuff like that. That's not fan channel to me.
Okay.
That is a mouthpiece for the football club. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you've got a lot of influence. So that means if the club are inviting you to certain things and telling you to say certain things and you're saying it, that's not fan channel anymore. You're an extension of the football club.
And as you said previously, you can't adapt, change, tweak.
I will not.
You will not.
I refuse. Do you know what I'm saying? So when that situation happened, I said, cool, I'm not coming back. And that was it.
And at that point, you invested, I guess, a lot of your own
A lot of my own time, a lot of my own
ideas,
money, all of these things.
Collaboration, contacts and connects and stuff like that.
All of that.
And that's why you were as angry or maybe as annoyed as you was, because you've invested all that energy, all of that emotional kind of connection to build it as a we, and then it's suddenly become it's not that anymore.
No, it's not that. But in his head, it was never going to be a we. In his head, it was, these guys are useful for the time being. And that's fine. Like, everyone's allowed to do the business the way they're allowed to do their business. But the thing is, I'm just the kind of person that if my hard work, and my input is not reciprocated or respected, I cannot be here. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. So, like, it's not really an issue for me because I was just able to channel all of my creativity and my qualities into my own channel.
And when people say, you'd be nothing without that channel.
I laugh because
we don't know you from anywhere else before that.
But that's great. Do you know what I mean? Because you just wasn't consuming the kind of content that I was making. Do you know what I'm saying? But the legacy is there. Do you see what I'm saying? The catalog is there. I've got the deepest catalog in the game. Do you know what I'm saying? By far. Do you know what I'm saying? I make the broadest range of content from the beginning when I came in. Like, there's no one in this bit that's done the political content that can equally sit down and do the rants, reacts and the dating content and then do the football stuff and then do the boxing stuff and the music stuff and the gaming all in one place. Do you know what I mean? And get good amount of views on all of them. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's fine. Do you know what I mean? I understand that I don't make content for the masses. But this is why I don't judge myself the way I judge other people.
Right. And when you left, because I remember watching it actually back the other day just to kind of familiarize myself with it. It didn't sound like you left on bad terms with Mark, and with Flex, it sounded like you two were still good mates when you left, and that was obviously like 5 years ago now.
Nah, you know what it is with me, yeah? I don't believe in...
Leaving on a bad note.
I do believe in burning bridges. I believe in burning bridges. I'll cremate them. You know what I mean? Like, I cremate bridges, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I believe in living on bad terms. Like, if I don't like you, yeah, I believe in letting you know in no uncertain terms where you stand with me. There's no one on this planet that's not really sure. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
So, yeah, man, I believe in leaving on bad terms. But you know what it is with me? I'm kind of like, I don't like to react out of emotion. So when I'm angry, that's not when I'm going to make the video.
I saw that.
You know what I
mean? It was very calm.
Yeah, that's not when I'm going to make the video. I'm going to make the video when I've thought everything through, I know how I feel, and I can articulate myself in the best way. That's when I'm going to make the video. I'm not the guy that's just going to go live when my head's still hot and do an Osserman, bruv. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to do that. So... that's exactly why I articulated myself the way I articulated it. But make no mistake about it, it was not good terms. Do you know what I'm saying? It wasn't good terms, bro.
Because a statement went out and all those things.
Yeah, bro. Do you know what I mean? When I am sacrificing as much as I've sacrificed, yeah, to build a channel that I believe that we're all building something together, a legacy together, and I'm seeing statements being put out like the opinions of XYZ are not the opinions of the channel, and like you trying to distance yourself from my comments when my comments were on AFTV and they had nothing to do with the channel and they had nothing to do with you. I'm like, you didn't even need to do that. Like, you know what the internet's like. If you ignore something, like, people will get bored and they'll be talking about something else the next day.
Yeah.
Like, you fan the flames when you put out statements and stuff like that. Like,
and it was quite cold, did you feel?
Yeah, it was unnecessary.
It wasn't personable.
And the thing is, you didn't even message me before you put the statement out. If you messaged me and said, yo, Rants, because I'm not on Twitter like that. If you said, yo, Rants, like, Twitter's going crazy because people are interpreting what you said in a certain way, X, Y, Z, like, how should we deal with this? Cool, because that's what a team would do.
Yeah.
When you go above my head and put out a statement without even briefing me first that you're putting out a statement, that shows me we're not on the same team and you're trying to protect yourself. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's not what teammates do. Like, when we were playing football and I got into that altercation and ended up headlocking DT, yeah, to protect Mark, yeah, that's what teammates do. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, whether you're in the right or you're not in the right, I'm gonna stand up for you anyway.
Same with your brother back in school. You're gonna punch him in his face
that's what a teammate does. Do you know what I mean? A teammate doesn't throw someone under the bus, and he threw me under the bus there to protect his own brand, innit? And that's when I realized we're not on the same team. And from that day, I was like, I can't work with anyone that's not loyal to me. Do you know what I'm saying?
How comes it's such a common thing that it seems when big personality, big players leave these kind of channels, we don't ever see like an amicable ending in regards to like, there's a final bit of content, there's a bit of closure for the audience, there's a really nice kind of breakaway. Like, we see players leave clubs all the time and there's a nice breakaway. Sometimes it's ugly, sometimes, but we do see nice ones. Why is it in YouTube football space? Because you've obviously been in it double, triple the time I've been in it, in terms of you've got the history, you've seen it all, you know, all the different falling outs, all the back and forths. Why does it never end in the way that, I don't know, can set the best example for the people coming up?
The reason why is because I think a lot of people are emotional and they're not logical. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what it is, bro. Like, a lot of people like to be offended, or they like to want to blame someone. Whereas with me, I understand in life there's natural progression. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, during lockdown, Saeed used to be on my channel a lot. We used to do watch-alongs on my channel while he was building his. That's what I mean. And now Saeed's got a massive channel. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so the stuff that we used to do after the games, we used to do, I used to do the live match reaction with all the content creators, Saeed, Aaron, Flawless. Like, sometimes I used to get Avellino on, like loads of people, and people used to love
Pinero.
them. Harry Pinero, all these guys. But guess what? We all grow as a community, and then we all have our own different priorities. They change. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it is. The same, I had the show with you and Deluded. I put you and Deluded together. Do you know what I'm saying? We had an amazing show that used to do mad numbers, one of the most popular shows on the channel. And then your channel starts to get busier. You've got more commitments. And then we can't do the show no more. No problem. Because that's the natural progression. Like, I expect you. It's like being an academy coach. Do you know what I'm saying? And then what, the player makes the first team and then you're upset they're not in training no more. It's like, bro, it's the natural progression that people are gonna want to stand on their own too, because that's the game.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So there's never no hard feelings. I see it as, I don't want you to be here in 2 years because it means that you're not using the platform I gave you. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, the whole point of you being on my channel is you're supposed to grow to the point where you don't need me. You can stand on your own 2 feet now. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what it's supposed to be like. Whereas other people, they see it as, oh, like, you left me. But it's like, they're supposed to leave. Do you see what I'm saying? If they don't leave, then you haven't done your job.
Wow.
So I always see it as, if someone's been on my channel for a couple years and they're not growing their own channel, yeah.
Because I remember you literally, sorry to interrupt you,
Yeah.
when I was on Twitter and I was making the short form, not the same as yours, but I was doing short form and I was punchy and I was doing all that. I remember you was the first person to put me on YouTube in this new format. I'd had a couple of old channels before, never crossed 500 subscribers. I was more speaking real life, podcasting with my best mate, doing challenges prior to football, prior to all that. Built on Twitter, did the short form. You were the first person to put me on YouTube with that show of DG and give me that opportunity to then come into that algorithm, because you need that. It's really difficult to come onto YouTube on your own and just get into the algorithm. You introduced me to your audience that you'd already built, that you'd had years and years and years to build. And then suddenly that opportunity comes. And that seems to be a consistent theme with you, where you are always bringing in new talent that doesn't matter about the subscriber count. I didn't even have a YouTube channel. It's just about, what do you see in them? Does it make sense for your content? Does the chemistry work there? Can you see the potential? And then you bring them in. And now it's gone from Cams, myself. I know you used to do a show with Akeem. You did a show with Turkish. I think even a bit with Joel. I don't know how long. And then it becomes now Daps and Don and you know, the new kind of
Texino, Monts, all of them, bro. Like, this is how it is, bro. Do you know what I mean? Hadj was on my channel before. Now his channel's doing well. Do you know what I mean? There's loads of people, bro. You know what I mean? And the reason is because if I see the potential, I'm like, cool. This is the platform where you can build your own thing. Because the stronger the community is, it can only benefit me anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm in a thriving community and I'm one of the founders, it can only strengthen my position. I don't see it as these guys are a threat to me because I've built my own community. So all they can do is add to the space. Do you know what I mean? Whereas other people look at it as that you're their competition. Do you know what I mean? I know Mark used to look at me, used to look at Flex, used to look at Saeed as potentially we were competition, but we're not competition. Like, the space, if the space is thriving, no one's competition.
Everyone's getting
bro.
recommended to each other, and everybody's
that's it, because when you look at your analytics, everyone's watching everyone anyway.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And then the collaborations do better because now there's no point.
Because you double the audience.
If I come onto your channel and I don't grow and I don't push the limit and I don't look to improve, I'm now relying upon you to carry the show because your audience is there for you. But if the audience is coming for both of us, because I've actually now built myself to a point where I can actually bring people in as well, then it just makes everything
then
bigger.
you become more valuable.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's why I can't have people on my channel that aren't making their own content. Because if you're just coming on my channel just to have a show with me, then it's like, I don't need you because I could do a show by myself. It's my community. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I want you to be working on your own thing. I want you to be growing your own channel, and then you become more valuable. So when people are too busy to be able to keep the same schedule on my channel because they've actually did what they're supposed to do, I'm happy for them. Do you know what I mean? That's the difference. Whereas a lot of these other channels, they want you to be an employee. They want you to work for them. Like, I don't believe in that. Do you know what I'm saying? I believe in you building your own thing and doing your own thing, and then we come together and we work together because we want to work together, but we don't need to. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's interesting because in COVID, I'm guessing in COVID, you had a time to maybe think there was a lot of lockdowns and stuff. So you've decided that strategy you're going to take because I remember you relaunching your channel back up and saying, guys, we're here. This is what we're going to do. We got things in the works. And you made that conscious decision to go down that route of having that one-to-one with different content creators and building them and whatnot. But I don't think, and I don't know if I don't know if you feel you get the flowers that you deserve for that, or whether you care about.
I don't care, but I definitely don't. You know them. I definitely don't. But the thing is, I just don't care because I know innit. I know my influence in the space, innit? Like a lot of people, they're content creators and they have big followings and they call themselves influencers, but they're not influencers. They have no influence. Do you know what I'm saying? If you drop merch, no one's gonna buy it. Do you know what I mean? Like you're an entertainer. People watch you for entertainment, but you don't have any influence. Do you know what I mean? Like my true value comes from the doors that I've opened for everyone else. That's where my value comes from. That's where my influence comes. Like if I could say to someone, come on my channel, I can guarantee you that if you're consistent enough, you'll be able to go full time because I have that influence. That's what influence is. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Not just having numbers for the sake of it. You get views because you crash out when your team loses. It's like, all right. Do you know what I'm saying? But that's not influence. Like what can you do for everyone else? If you can't do something for someone else, you have no influence. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's why, like, even Grizz, like, to this day, he always like hails me up for the impact that I had in his journey as well. It's influence. Do you know what I mean? I met him on a shoot. Like, we were filming, never met him before. And we got on so well. And I was like, yo, this guy's good, you know? Do you know what I'm saying? Because we're doing face-to-face like a 888 sport thing. And I was thinking, yo, like, this guy's holding his own with me, you know? It's not easy. You know them ones? I was like, he's holding his own. And I'm used to frying people. So I'm like, yo, I've got the upper hand, but this guy's, like, he's hanging in there. You know what I mean? I was like, yo, this guy can debate. Like, he's good, innit? And I remember, like, the guys at 90 Minute Football, like, they messaged me. I'm like, oh, do you know anyone? Like, we're looking for a Liverpool fan. I said, yo, take Grizz. You know them ones? Because I'd only met him once, but I was like, yo, he made such an impact that day. I was like, yo, I respect this guy, innit? You know what I mean? And they ended up keeping him full time after that. But the fact that they asked me, do you know what I mean? I'm not even super close with them. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But they respect my opinion because they know the influence I have. And then the rest is history, bruv. Now, man been a mainstay over there for years.
I don't know if you've definitely noticed, but like when people are going in your channel, you've got strong opinions. So you have to be a very strong character, in my opinion, and strong-minded to then be on a show with you. And if you are going to disagree and debate, you better come correct because this is not prepared. I've noticed you don't go easy or soft on the people on your channel. You will leave them high and dry in that content space, in that entertainment space, if need be, if they don't have their 100%, if they don't check their mirrors, as Specs would say. But when people in the comments will say they're just copying Rant's opinion, Rant's is influencing them more, you know, he's convinced them of this and that. How does that make you feel in regards to, do you care, or you just like, listen,
no, but the fact that they're agreeing with me is because I'm right. Like, it's okay, you know? You know what I mean? People just want conflict for the sake of conflict, innit? Like, they find conflict entertaining. Conflict is for conflict's sake is not entertaining because you look like an arse if you're arguing something when you're clearly in the wrong. You know, people that's why people like these panel shows where people are just arguing and there's no order. I purposely don't do them. I don't have shows with more than 2 other people because it descends into chaos. Do you know what I'm saying? And nobody gets a point across. Do you know what I'm saying? So if you just want to see mindless arguing, you'll never see that on my channel.
Okay.
You'll never see that because people might find that entertaining, but I find that horrible. Do you know what I'm saying? And in the moment, you might be entertained, but on watch back, it's horrible. Can't hear no one, everyone's shouting over everyone, someone's crashing out. Like, do you know what I mean? That's not good content in my opinion, bro. Do you know what I mean? I like to make content that ages well. And this is why you'll still see me trending on Twitter for the Garnacho thumbnail and all these other things years after. Yeah. Because I make stuff that ages well, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I'm thinking about, how's it going to look in the time? But also, in a year from now, like, how does this look? Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what it is, man. You have to be calculated, bro, with the kind of content you put out.
I was going to chat to you about your strategy because I feel like you know you could get more views,
Yeah.
and you purposefully maybe choose to actually not get more views? Because I look at your channel sometimes, I think, you know, if Rants uploaded a rival reaction to Arsenal Tottenham,
Yeah.
everybody knows you got opinions. Everybody knows you can speak about football incredibly well. You've been, you know, around the block now. That would do views.
Yeah.
You know, if you was to, and that just goes for just so many different games, and you could grow your channel a lot faster. And of course, if you wasn't giving out those opportunities and you were doing it maybe solo, or you were collaborating with bigger names and you were just moving things around to kind of suit you more, and get you where you need to go, or where you maybe some people want you to go, your fan base, your audience, just quicker. Why haven't you done that? Why do you mix and mash the content on your channel as well? When maybe people will say if you separate onto different channels, it gets into different algorithms, and the grilling maybe goes here, the dating stuff goes there, the football stays here. Like, what's the reason for not almost separating that out?
I don't believe in that.
You don't believe
because
in that?
I believe my channel is a reflection of me, and I'm a multifaceted person. So you're gonna get loads of different content. The people that like the certain things will watch it. The people that don't like it won't watch it. But I don't believe in separating them, because I'm one person, and one person has loads of different layers. So you can see all the different layers of me in that one space. Do you know
Even
what
if
I mean?
the science behind it says you should separate.
Yeah, I don't care
you're
about the
interested.
science, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Because the reason why I've got such a loyal fan base, and the reason why I can help so many people, is because they understand, they've bought into who I am as a person. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not making content just to entertain people or to make people feel better. It's because that's what I want to do. Do you know what I'm saying? So they could say, yeah, you could separate it. But it's like, what's the point? Who cares?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, the people that need to see it will see it anyway.
Yeah. And from a production standpoint, do you have aspirations to maybe do it in person, some of these panel stuffs, or to do studio stuff? Obviously, I know Bant Sports Ooze was in studio before.
Yeah.
You're speaking about that with Expressions a little bit. I know you've moved, so then it's more difficult to get it done.
Right.
Do you get tired of StreamYard sometimes and think, bro, I kind of
No, I
want to be in
don't.
person with
I
these
don't
guys,
see,
or-
bro, I'm a practical guy. Like, I believe, yeah, that the content, the actual content is more important. The substance is more important than the style. Like I said, I came up making videos in the consultation room, in the gym, in between clients on an iPad with a white wall behind me, because I was in a consultation room. I still did views, bro. Like, brother, I've got a video on Facebook that done like 3 million views. I filmed in my kitchen, bro.
Yeah.
Like, people care about what I'm saying. They don't care about where I am.
Yeah.
I think because of the world we live in now, people are so spoiled. Like, they get my content that's worth millions a year. They get it for free. Do you know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, people want to complain about, obviously, we've got professional microphones, we've got professional lighting, professional cameras, but you're not paying for that. You know what I'm saying?
Damn
You're getting
straight,
all that
content's
shit free, and you're getting television level shit for free, blood. You pay for TV.
Yeah.
You pay for Sky. You pay a TV license. You pay all these things, bro. You're getting all this for free.
And then you run an ad and people go mad. It's like,
You see
yo,
what
hold
I'm
on.
saying? The
It's
man
like,
are
hold
like,
on a
oh,
second.
right, it's too many ads. So
I
how
can't
do you
run an
think,
ad.
bruv, so how do you think man's get paying for all this? Do you see what I mean? So I don't believe, unless I was doing like what Joe Budden's doing, and you're paying me monthly for my content, I ain't doing studio content and all these other things. You ain't paying me for it. You know them ones. Like, that's the way I see it. It's like, if you want to fund it, shit, bro, I'll do it on a hot air balloon. You know what I'm saying? I'll be up in the sky, bro. Like, I don't care if you want to pay.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, if I had 120,000 people on my Patreon and they were paying me £5 a month, then shit. Do you know what I mean? You can choose where I
Then
feel.
the dynamic flips, because it's
Yeah.
like they're demanding it from you and they're putting expectation on you. It's almost like you're
Absolutely.
employed by your audience.
Exactly.
Whereas you're not employed by your audience. You are employed by yourself.
Exactly. So I'm going to do what's most comfortable for me. And what's most comfortable for me is having an amazing setup in my house, walking in there, turning on the camera and recording. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need to do the Joe Budden thing where I'm sitting in the set and I've got all the sound effects and I'm doing all these other things and clips here and all these things. 'Cause, bro, you're not paying for it. Do you know what I mean? Like, man, I'm a simple guy, innit? Like, at the end of the day, it's all about, did you get the message? That's it. Don't worry about how I said it, where I said it, whatever. The message is there. Did you get the message?
Yeah.
And that's it.
Do you feel, because I remember the opportunity that came with Twitch, and I remember you putting me onto that, which was massively appreciated because I was financially still trying to find my way, and that Twitch kind of guaranteed payout was very important for my channel. I started to do lives over there, like, but that you could still do your videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
But for you, you kind of was, I guess, the
The face of
that move, and then you brought in other creators. I think DG was part of that.
Yeah,
I don't know if Saeed,
Flawless, everyone got paid.
Everyone got an opportunity there. But do you think that hampered your YouTube growth?
No, not really, because I was still posting clips on the YouTube channel. So I was still, because I was posting clips on the YouTube channel. We were still keeping the algorithm moving.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So even though it wasn't really growing massively, it was still doing what it needed to do.
Yeah.
But then when I moved back to YouTube, I done like 40,000 in a year, bruv. 40,000 subs. So it didn't matter.
Yeah,
Do you know what I'm saying? It just proved. And I took like 30,000 people with me over to Twitch.
Yeah.
So who cares? Do you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not afraid of doing new things. I don't care, bruv. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't a risk for me.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, I got paid and I made sure my community all got paid as well. Do you know what I mean? And that's influence. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what real influence is, making sure the people around you are eating, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And again, this is why when some people leave big channels, they don't leave on good terms, is because they're not getting paid what they should be getting paid, and they're not feeling like they're valued, bro. Whereas everyone that's with me, I make sure I let you know, yeah, cool. Like, I'm eating, here's some food.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And that's the difference, bro. I never see it as, you guys are working for me, it's my channel, I'm your boss. No, I see it as, this is our show on my channel. Do you know what I mean? And we're both as equally as valuable as each other. Like. And that's what it is. I don't believe in all that stuff. Because I don't believe in working for someone. So I would never treat someone like they work for me.
Yeah. We never really see you on other channels. Is that due to the fact that those audience are not really accustomed to your ways and you get misinterpreted?
Yeah.
And you just you said you don't have patience maybe sometimes.
Yeah, bro,
You don't have
listen,
the
when I'm on
patience for
other
that.
people's
I've seen your man
channels-
them talk, but that's about
When
it.
I'm on other people's channels, I'm in the private chat. I don't read the comments because it's not my community. It's not my people.
Yep.
It's like going to a party and you don't know no one. You know the ones there. Like, I don't know no one. I don't want to make friends, bro. Like, I sit in a corner.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like going to a fucking, people go to weddings, they don't know the people getting married. It's like, bro, why are you here? Like, do you see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm like. When I'm on someone else's channel, I'm like, if this ain't my audience, it's like, whatever, innit?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I just feel like I'm at someone else's party. Don't know no one. It's dead.
You don't feel like you need to go on other
No,
people's
I
channels
don't
because
need
you're not in a rush to maybe grow, or you're happy at the speed
I
you're going at.
I
and it's
don't
also
want
maybe
their
your priority.
audience because I know, that I'm comfortable where I'm comfortable, bro. It's why, like, for instance, I've got like loads of mods on my channel. Like, some people say, right, there's bare blues in the chat. Yeah, that's how I maintain the culture on my channel. Do you know what I'm saying? There's a reason why people don't go to Dubai and do foolishness, because they know they end up in jail. Do you know what I'm saying? And this is why it's so safe.
Yeah.
And it's the same with my thing. Like, people that have been in my chat for 6 years, 7 years, they're mods, bro. They maintain the culture. They know what's acceptable to say in the chat, what's not acceptable, all these things. So when people come in and they're new and they do foolishness, they get gulagged immediately. You know the amount of times I'm on people's channels, they're like, oh, Rants, unblock me. No. Because my people know what's acceptable, what's not acceptable. So if you got blocked, you overstep the line, bro. Like, there's no free strikes, bro. It's one strike, you're out, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's why I like my channel. Nobody comes in my chat, disrespects anyone that's on my show. You don't disrespect my guests. You don't disrespect me. You don't disrespect other members of the chat. Like, and there's zero tolerance. Do you know what I mean? So when I go into other people's chats and it's Jumanji, bro, it's chaos, bro. I don't like it, bro. Because I'm just like, bro, control.
Where's the law and order? Control your people.
Yeah, this is your community. Control your community. Because if you don't control your community, it's like, bro, it gets to the point where, like, you don't really have influence, bro. These people are not here because they respect you. They're here for foolishness. Do you know what I mean? When you drop merch, they're not going to buy it, bro. They're not really supporters. They're insulting your guests. If people respect you, they don't insult their guests. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they don't, bro. Like, no one's going to come in your house and insult the people in your house, bro. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when
It'd
I've
be
got
wild.
someone on my channel, I've invited them into my house. You don't disrespect people in my house. That's crazy. You see what I mean? So when I see people's chats, it kind of lets me know it's like, yeah, nah, it's not for me, mate.
Speaking of disrespect, you've had your fair few of coming togethers, I say, with other YouTubers, whether that be obviously maybe DT in the past. There was a friendly, I think, argument going on between you troops, and like Saeed was involved at one point, and you and Lee Gunner were kind of on stream going off and whatnot. Have you changed the way you manage YouTubers online in terms of any of those spats in the past and how you would go about it then and how you'd go about it now? I mean, it doesn't. Yeah.
I'm still the same, innit? It's that big brother in me, innit? Like, Troops is family, bro.
Yeah.
Troops is like family. Like, he's not my friend, bro. Like, he's family. So when Troops went at Saeed, yeah, the reason why I went at Troops is because he's family. So I can do that to him.
Yeah.
You know them ones. And that's why, and because Saeed's my guy. And I know Troops, so I know why he went at Saeed. So I went at Troops because he's family.
Yeah.
So that wasn't personal. That was just me saying, yo, don't come at my guy. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, or I'll retaliate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But me and Troops are family, bro. And then, do you know what I'm saying? The DT thing got settled. And the thing is with me now, I try not to give too much attention to people because I notice it's not like when we was coming up now. We live in an economy now where people just want any kind of attention.
Yeah.
So it's like they'll rather get into an argument with me to grow their name than actually do the work.
Exactly.
Do you see what I'm saying? So now it's like, if people are trying to get my attention by trying to call me out, I just ignore them. Do you know what I mean? Or I will respond to them, but I won't respond to them directly. Do you know what I mean? I'll just cook them on my channel. Do you know what I mean? But I'm not going to give them a direct response because that pushes an audience towards them they don't deserve.
Yeah.
Because people don't want to do the work anymore. People are lazy, bruv. Now we're in the era of raiding channels and, bro, like, people ain't doing the work no more. Do you know what I'm saying? They're not going off and doing the work. Oh, can you redirect to me? Can you send this? Nut? Bro, do the work. Do you know what I'm saying? Everyone that came on my channel before had to do the work. There was no redirects. There was no me pushing the audience.
Collaborations.
It's like there was none of that. They had to come on my channel, be seen, and then make sure they're doing stuff elsewhere so that they could retain. It wasn't, oh, I'm going to send 3,000 people over to you. Like, it wasn't that. So now people are just trying to take shortcuts. You know what I mean? And so that's why I don't give people the, I don't give them any acknowledgement now.
And do you, last bit on this point, but do you worry about the quality of the content then from where it was to where it is now? Like, does that concern you with maybe the quick gratification that people can
Yeah,
get?
the content's getting worse because people are more worried about making content to attract certain views or going viral instead of making quality content. Like, you can see people are saying things they don't believe because they know that it's going to do well. I don't like that. There's no integrity. Like, for me, everything's about integrity. And, like, I'll see certain people, like, they'll be trying to rage bait or they'll be bigging up a player. You know that they really don't rate because they know it's going to do views. I got no time for all that shit. You know what I mean? I got no time for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I don't rate a player, I don't rate a player. If they have a good game, I'll say they had a good game, I still don't rate you. Do you know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. One good game doesn't make you a good player. Just like
Crazy
one bad
isolation.
game doesn't make you a bad player.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But people would be like, oh, I see, Rants, I told you. Like, yeah, what now? It's like, okay. Do you know what I mean? They
was a
scored,
Carabao
all
Cup
right.
third
Yeah,
round game.
that's it. And then what, the next 6
Apologise,
games?
Rants.
The next 6 games, bro. When United won 3 games in a row, people wanted apologies for Amarim, bro. Do you know what I mean? And look how that's turned out. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, I got no time for that.
Yeah. I want to talk to you about
Yo, let me
GB.
run toilet, bro.
Yeah, go for it. Let's
Where
take a
is it,
pause.
Amy?
I'll show you now. So I just wanted to go into next your futsal team, which was GB Orange.
Yeah, you know what's
Is that how
mad?
you say it?
People forget, yeah, it was an 11-a-side team first.
Right. Because I remember it being a futsal team when you was recording it, showing it onto the YouTube
Yeah,
and
it was
whatnot.
an 11-a-side team first, and I won the league.
Oh,
You know
damn.
what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
yeah, it was an 11-a-side team. The Replay Me League we played. It was a YouTube league.
Oh,
And there was, 11-a-side. So AFTV were in the league.
right.
There was, and a few other teams were in the league as well. It was an 11-a-side league. We won that. And then I took players from that team and made a futsal team because I didn't want to do 11-a-side again because too many players you're relying on to be available on a Saturday.
To show
you know
up.
them ones there. Instead of 5-a-side, you got 11-a-side. So after we won the league, I was like, in the summer, we did a 5-a-side futsal thing because I've always loved futsal. And then, we did really well in like the local futsal thing. And the guys there were saying, no, you should like play in like the national league because like you lot are really good. I was just like, all right. So then we went to the national league and then we won that as well. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, it was pretty sick, bro. Like, so it was a good start. You know what I mean?
There was a manager. You wasn't the manager, was you? You was
I was the manager, but we had
Coach as
another
well.
coach.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was the manager, so I still picked the team. and all that. But we had another coach, and yeah, it worked well, man. Because again, like that's my philosophy. Like I'm a manager. I like to manage. I don't coach. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's the same with my 11 aside. Like I was the manager. We didn't have another coach, but I coached as well. But I don't believe in coaching these players. I just pick good players. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is just what it is. So I just made sure that I had players that were good and that I rated them. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of the guys that played in my futsal team are playing in Baller League now and they're doing well. So like my talent ID in football is great as well. Like one of my futsal players just signed a pro contract and he was playing for the 26ers with John Terry, Sak Hassan, yeah. So now he's playing pro. Do you know what I'm saying? And it was amazing seeing his development. I always knew how good he was, and he's Premier League level, like, as a winger. 100% he's Premier League level. And he plays for the Somali national team as well. But there's quite a few of them that played for my futsal team that are playing in Baller League. I know at least 10 players in Baller League that have played for me at some point.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
And when you're making that futsal team, that's out of your own pocket. Like, what does it take to start that
All of
up?
it's out of my own pocket, bro. So, like, you got to pay to hire the venue for training. So you're in halls a lot of the time. So it's like about 60 quid an hour at least, like, you know what I mean? And then you have to pay to enter the league. And then you have to pay for travel. Everything costs money, costs a lot of money to run these teams. But I just love football. I love futsal. I love small-sided games. So, yeah, it was just a passion project.
And you love the technical side of the game. Like,
exactly.
You're heavy on the technical ability.
If you're not technical, you can't play futsal. Impossible.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I love futsal, because futsal translates to football, but football doesn't translate to futsal. Like, all the best players that we've ever seen play the game have a futsal foundation. The Messis, the Neymars, the Ronaldinhos, and that, like the most technical players, they got futsal foundations, like the Iniestas, the Busquets, all of them.
Yeah.
Like, you see Barcelona play at PK and that. It's the reason why these defenders are so technical, because they're all playing these small-sided games. So it translates perfectly to football, and it also, you can tell by the footballers I like watching that they have that foundation.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So it was a passion thing for me. Like, I spent my own money. Do you know what I mean? I didn't make money from it. Like, I invested money because it was something I love to do. So yeah, man, it was a great time.
When did it stop, or why did it stop for you?
It stopped because, again, I don't like working for people. And it came to the point where I'm investing money into my team, and my thing was, I want this team to be sustainable so it can pay for itself. What are the governing bodies doing, yeah, to help everyone in the league make this sport worth actually playing? Because a lot of the teams were losing money. And a lot of teams actually folded because they couldn't afford to pay for the courts, or because they were saying the courts have to be a certain dimension, but there's only a certain number in the country that are that dimension because it's not a popular sport.
Yeah.
So if you're not flexible with the court sizes, then it means we're all kind of fighting for the same spots,
and then the prices are going up.
And then the price goes up. Do you know what I'm saying? So it was becoming just a bit of a ball ache because the governing body weren't trying to make our lives easier, and it's like, and then they're trying to fine you if you can't do certain things, and I was like, yo, I'm just paying fines out my ass, bro, like for no reason, because it's like a lot of things are out of my control, and you're being unreasonable with your requests. So it's like, instead of continuing to fight you, I'm just gonna just call it a day, mate, because I don't need to. I'm spending my own money, bro. I could be spending this on anything.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So it got to the point where I invested so much money in it, and even though I did win, it was like, it just wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? In the end, bro. Do you know what I mean? But I fully enjoyed the time that I did it. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's just another chapter in the story, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all it was.
I wanna do show and tell actually now, because I'm interested to see what you brought with you to the pod, and we'll probably speak on from there about what it is. But yeah, what have you brought, bro? Let's see.
bought my belt from. Yeah, I bought my belt, man, that I won a few months ago. You know what I mean?
Is that the one from Cardiff?
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps, potentially.
It's the one from Cardiff, man.
Wow. And what does boxing... I mean, I just went to watch your fight actually against Penders in London.
Yeah.
I couldn't go to Cardiff, unfortunately. I think it was clashing with work. But
Yeah.
it was great to see you in person boxing because I've never seen you box before.
Yeah.
I know that you train very hard. I've seen your videos. Sometimes you put them on Premiere. I leave a comment here and there.
Yeah.
I know you take your fitness incredibly seriously. Your PT history and background there. I've seen you box obviously before. You settled the YouTube kind of beef with DT. You boxed his son and whatnot. Was that your first boxing match?
Yeah, but that wasn't trained, innit? Like, obviously I count it because I'd been in the ring, but I'd never been in a boxing gym, had a coach or anything like that. Like, a few of my mates that boxed kind of just helped me with some stuff to prepare for the fight.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like how I am now, where I've got a coach and I'm in the gym like a couple times a week consistently and I'm working to get better. Like, it was literally, cool, I agreed to fight. Now I need to get ready for the fight. Like, do you know what I mean? The fight came before the training. You know what I mean? It was not like I was training, then I agreed to fight. It was like, I agreed to fight, then it's like, shit, like, I need to get ready.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it was one of those.
Where did your love for boxing come from? Is that from an early age? Was that from just having to fight for your brother? Like, where does that original love for fighting and boxing come from? Because I think you have to have a certain mindset and a mental state to get into the ring and fight someone that you don't really know.
Yeah.
They've not necessarily even personally attacked you or done anything to cross that line, but you still need to go in there and be ready to, mindset-wise, take their life, basically.
Yeah, I think it's multi-layered because I see fighting as a thinking man's sport, you know? People look at fighting as it being barbaric and stuff like that. Maybe UFC is a bit more barbaric, but boxing is not that for me. Boxing is a game of chess, bro. It's like, you don't fight every fight the same. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a strategy. Like, I'm in there, you're trying to hit me, I'm trying to hit you, and I'm trying to stop you from hitting me. So, do you know what I mean? You fight everyone different. Like, obviously, the higher level you get up, you're studying tape, it's strategy. Like, it's a real thinking man's sport. Like, people think that you just go in there and you just windmill and try and take someone's head off, but there's a lot more thinking and intelligence that goes into that. So I like having to problem solve and being in there in the heat of battle, having to try and outthink your opponent. Like, that's the way I see it. Like, I just see it as strategy. And also, I grew up watching boxing anyway. Like, my granddad used to love like Muhammad Ali and that. So, like, I grew up watching boxing from black and white boxing to when I got old enough. Nassim Muhammad was probably the first British fighter that, like, I'd got on my way to watch. Do you know what I'm saying? And then after that, I just kept watching it, and I've watched boxing pretty much my whole life. I've always been a fan of it. Never boxed as a kid because my mum wouldn't let me. Do you know what I'm saying? She didn't want me fighting. Well, not boxing anyway. If I was fighting because I was looking after my brother, that's different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But she didn't want me in the boxing gym, do you know what I mean, fighting. She was like, oh, you're going to get brain damage and all these things. I was like, whatever, man. So I didn't do no boxing, innit? And I only really started boxing last year, October, and that was only once a week with a coach. That was the first time I had a coach, and I was training weekly, and it was only once a week. And then only, I reckon from March this year, I upped it to like 2 times a week, but I'm still not even boxing that often, but I'm picking it up quite quickly. Do you know what I'm saying?
Was that, first of all, just as an extra add-on to your fitness?
Yeah.
And
when
then
I went back in the boxing gym in October, like, to train, I just wanted to train for fitness. And because I enjoyed the sport, I just was doing it for fun. But then I went back in October, and then by January, I was like, bro, I want to fight, you know? Do you know what I mean? Because I was like, yo, I'm getting fit, I'm feeling good, and I need to test myself. Like, I feel like I'm getting better, but I don't know how good I am until I get in the ring. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you never know. You never know,
You can only
bro.
do so much in sparring.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And even if sparring's going well, it's like, it's different when you're sparring someone that you know, like, do you know what I'm saying? Because when you're sparring someone you know what to expect. When you're fighting someone that you've never fought before, there's no tape really of them, like, you're just out there, it's sink or swim.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So it's a different kind of challenge, and I love challenges in life. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I always back myself. So I think people don't understand what kind of person you need to be to get in the ring and fight, especially when you don't need to. And then on top of that, I'm learning a new skill in front of hundreds of thousands of people, like a new skill where I could get badly hurt. And I just don't care. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because I've established already it's a mental game for you. It's a chess game. It's not a physical game. And it's very easy to think fighting is just physical, like you said. You're also not getting nervous, as we spoke about earlier on in the show, in terms of there's no fear of losing. Because I'm trying to put myself in your shoes when I've gone to that Penders fight and I'm thinking, rah, I've invited all my friends. I've invited family.
I wasn't even thinking about that.
And I might actually, like me, because I'm not a fighter, I'm a pacifist. I said this in school. Don't even bother. just leave me to have my fun. And I was in an all-boys school as well. So that's very difficult to get by without fighting. I had to have a couple of fights. You're forced into it. But if I was going into the ring, I'd just be thinking, yo, I might disgrace myself in front of my family. My family name, I'd be nervous. Whereas you're not. And you've gone into that fight and I've watched it and I'm thinking, first of all, I mean, the fight, what was your opinion of the result? Because it was a draw in the end.
After watching it back, I felt like I was winning the fight when I was in the ring. And after watching it back, I know I won the fight. However, I can see why some of the judges might have not given me the fight, just because I understand how culturally in this country, how they see fighting. They see fighting as sometimes the guy that's throwing the most punches, even if he's not landing them. You know them ones. He was busy, but he's busy. He's like Mason Mount's busy. Like, do you know what I'm saying? It's just like, do you know what I'm saying? That you can be Ryan Cherky, you can be Mason Mount, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just like, you can be busy, or you can do the work that matters. Do you know what I'm saying? And I did the work that matters. So it's one of them ones where it's kind of what you like, innit? But if there was ever a rematch, it's not going to the judges. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I know what I would do differently the next time round. So again, it's one of them ones where that's what is life. It's just lessons, innit?
There was a lot of grappling,
loads of holding,
a lot of hugging,
all of that. It was a horrible fight for the neutrals. Horrible fight.
Because you were trying to box.
Yeah, and he was trying to do anything but box.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He was just putting his emotion into it, and I saw that emotion clashing with your chess, kind of logical.
Yeah.
And then I guess it's maybe frustrating, and I don't know anything about boxing. I'm a casual, right? I've seen the David Hayes, the Ricky Hattons, Anthony Joshua's, the Klitschko's. I just watched the big fights, right?
Yeah.
But I could see that when I was watching, I don't know if it was frustrating you in the time. Obviously, you have to stay calm, you have to stay measured, but you're trying to, this is where you're almost trying to put on a show. You're trying to showcase your attributes, your skills.
Right.
And you're trying to have a boxing match with someone who's not trying to box.
Right.
And I don't know how frustrating that is for you and how quick it is to change gear.
It's
and
extremely frustrating, especially when the referee's not doing his job and not taking points away from him for the holding. Do you know what I'm saying? It's extremely frustrating because when you're in the ring, you assume that the referee is going to protect you, and he's going to do his job. It's just like if you're playing football and the other team's kicking the shit out of you and the ref's not brandishing no cards. It's like, bro, you're out here to keep the lid on the game. Do you know what I'm saying? And if the ref doesn't do that, it can descend into chaos really quickly. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm in a situation where I have to stay as calm as possible when I know that this is not supposed to be going like this. Do you know what I'm saying? So I had to try and remain calm and composed in the middle of me knowing that the ref's not doing his job, and then this guy's trying to take my head off, so I can't switch off for a second. Do you know what I'm saying? So it was extremely frustrating. But when you go in the ring, my mentality is that, bro, like I've never thought about losing because I just don't believe in that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just believe if you start thinking about losing, you'll lose. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. Like I genuinely believe that winning is a mindset. And if you start thinking about what will happen if I lose, then you've already lost in my eyes. So that doesn't cross my mind.
And you've been consistent, I guess, with that in terms of every facet of your life you've gone through in terms of different businesses, different channels, different art forms in terms of boxing, whatever. You've always had that I will not lose mentality. I'm here to win only.
Absolutely. Absolutely, and that's just how I live my life, and that's how I always live my life. And I've got a million reasons why I shouldn't fight, because I don't need to. Do you know what I mean? Physically, I've been through a lot. I've had like 4 knee surgeries from football and stuff like that. Like, I could just be relaxing, resting my body, but it's like, no, like I have this need physically to keep doing stuff. Do you know what I mean? And keep learning, bro. Do you know what I mean? I'm enjoying boxing because it's like starting again.
Yeah.
I like starting again in life. I like starting things from scratch. It's exciting. Do you know what I mean? So even though like I'm super new to this, yeah, and I'm learning a dangerous sport in front of hundreds of thousands of people, and a lot of people would love to see me get hurt because
clip it.
Yeah, so they could clip it and do whatever they want to do with it. None of that even deters me, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Because their opinions are so irrelevant to me. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Professional fighters get hurt. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I'm not going to be better than them. I'm not a professional.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So if I get hit, I'm supposed to get hit. The best fighters ever get hit. Do you know what I mean? So who am I? Like, just it's one of those things, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So it just is what it is, bro. Like, I don't mind, innit? Like, if I'm in a boxing fight and I'm in there with someone that's better than me and they just beat me, I'd be like, shit, I lost to the better guy on the night. I'm not a professional. Like, I did my best. I'm proud of the performance I put in. So what, bro?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Most of the best fighters of all time have all lost fights. And sometimes they've lost fights to guys that aren't even better than them. Do you know what I mean?
Andy
They just had a bad night.
Ruiz, yeah.
That's it. They just had a bad night. It could happen. So I can't think I'm better than these guys, bro. I'm a part-time, if that.
If
Do you
that,
know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So that's it. I train for like 2 hours a week. So I'm not supposed to be better than these guys. Do you know what I mean? And that's where I manage my own expectations on myself. This is why I'm not super hard on myself about that result, because I know that I'm the better boxer. Anyone that knows boxing could see there was a big skill gap between us, but he closed the skill gap by doing all sorts of shit that wasn't boxing. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now it's for me to learn from that and make sure that if I come up against someone else that has an inferior skill set, yeah, and wants to try and level the playing field, I have to have a response for that. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's my takeaway lesson from that.
What's your future plans with boxing? Do you want to be in Misfits? Like, is there a goal?
I've been
that you're aiming
speaking to Misfits anyway from throughout the whole year, to be honest. I've spoken to Mams directly, and after my first fight, I got signed by Pinnacle Management, who have Salt Pappy and Fox the G, and Fox the G's a Misfits champion. He just won a title, and Salt Pappy had the belt before, and he fought Tony Ferguson. So I'm in a good stable, man, and they're out in Dubai at the moment for Misfits, and there's plans for me to fight on there next year, and there's plans for me to do big things next year. And that fight was just more experience. That's all it was. So that means I've done the ring walk now twice in the last 3 or 4 months. And it means when I do eventually make the ring walk for Misfits, I would have done it. And yeah, there'll be no nerves. It'll be the same. It'll just be business.
And what about the future of YouTube? What do you think going forward? What's your plan, your idea?
We just keep building, and we just keep evolving, bro. That's just my main thing. It's just evolution. I never stay in the same place for too long. I have ideas and then I execute them, and then, do you know what I mean? Like, you can gauge whether this is going well. Should I keep this? Should I get rid of this? Yeah. X, Y, Z, do you know what I'm saying? And this is what I just continue to do, bro. Just keep experimenting. As I evolve as a person, my channel just evolves. It just evolves with it, bro.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it. And people will come along for the journey the whole way. There'll be some people that jump on the train later on and they miss the first bit, but they're here for the second bit, and so on and so forth, man. But to me, it's just a journey, innit?
Yeah.
And the journey's only really just beginning, bro.
Final question. What do you want your legacy to be when it's all said and done?
My legacy, I just think, I think I'm on the way, innit? Like, I'll be remembered as the guy that that opened the doors for everyone else, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and this is what it is, innit? Like, it's like, I was thinking, am I Pep Guardiola or am I Johan Cruyff? Like, you know them ones? Because it's like Pep's got all these other coaches now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm
They're
saying?
all doing well.
You got Maresca, you got Arteta. Do you know what I'm saying? You got Company at the moment. Like, 3 of the most prominent coaches in the modern game at the moment in terms of what they're winning and what they're doing, and they all came from Pep Guardiola. Do you know what I'm saying? But then when you look at Johan Cruyff, he's got Pep Guardiola. Do you know what I'm saying? He's got loads of these other coaches as well, and so on and so forth. But I think that's what real legacy is. Now, I mean, Pep's legacy is not just the trophies he's won. It's the managers and the coaches he's left behind for us, innit?
Yeah.
And I think that's the kind of legacy I want. Do you know what I mean? For people to say, all right, cool, like, he did what he did in his own right, but also look what he did for all these other people, innit? And that's how I look at my success, bro. It's seeing Saeed doing what he's doing, seeing you do what you're doing, Deluded, do you know what I'm saying? Cams, like all these people, bro. Seeing Grizz doing what he's doing, like all these guys, bro. Everyone's thriving.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And everyone can stand on their own 2 feet, yeah, and they've got respect within the industry on their own.
Yeah.
None of them are known for being on my channel. They're known in their own respect as their own people, innit?
Yeah.
And that's what you want, bro. Do you know what I mean? No one looks at Arteta and says, oh yeah, that's Pep's son. Like, do you know what I mean? Or Maresca or company. Like, they don't think about that. In their own right, they establish themselves as credible coaches. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what it is, bro. So that's, for me, that's my legacy, bro. And even my brother, like, even the style that my brother uses to this day, do you know what I mean, is what I was doing earlier on. Do you know what I mean? And I transitioned away from it. And a lot of people don't realize a lot of what they see in my brother came from my influence. Do you see what I'm saying? So
when you see him out there, it makes you even more proud because you can kind of see
that's
yourself.
what I'm trying to say. That's
yeah.
why when I see my brother doing so well, I'm so happy for him. We're so different. And my brother's got a more mainstream appeal, yeah, because he's not, his personality is different to mine. Do you know what I'm saying? So he can be in spaces that I don't want to be in.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But he's managed to take what I was doing and make it more mainstream, and he's having a lot of success with it, and I'm super happy for him. Do you know what I'm saying? So when he's winning, I feel like I'm winning. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's one of them ones where
he's an extension of you.
Yeah. So for me, that's my legacy, bro. Like, I'm his big brother. He looks up to me. So I know that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So for me, it's one of them things where that's my legacy, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not about me. It's about everyone else that's been able to be successful, and I'm a part of that story.
Yeah. That's beautiful, bro. Honestly, like, I'm forever grateful for the opportunity you gave me, of course. And that's why, outside of just your content, I had to have you here, because I think people have to remember the pillar, like I said at the beginning, what you are to this community and how long you've been here, body of work, the variety of work, and the work that still continues to carry on as well, and also challenging yourself and entering different fields. So it's been an absolute pleasure, brother.
Come on, bro.
Thank you so much for coming on, giving up your time. And people, we're going to finish off these Supermalts. You know what I'm saying?
Trust me.
Because it's actually all right.
Yeah, see that?
Big up, people. Come on.